Women-owned and veteran-owned businesses and nonprofit organizations. Their contributions make Guam an excellent place to live, work, and play. The Guam Chamber also salutes many of its members for celebrating milestone anniversaries, aged 25 to 75 years. Let's congratulate the Guam Chamber of Commerce and its members on celebrating its 98th anniversary. Be back!
More Ukrainian flags being raised in areas reclaimed by Ukrainian forces from Russia, including around the second largest city, Kharkiv, as Russia tries to respond to the counteroffensive with shelling from afar.
Without Russian soldiers in the area, it appears Russian forces are now striking all over that particular region. Yes, some could be characterized as military targets, but many of the images we're seeing coming out of the region are civilian buildings. It's leading to deaths and power and water outages. But what it's not doing is crushing the spirit and the momentum this counteroffensive has built.
Fox's Jeff Paul in Kyiv. White House National Security spokesman John Kirby says there has been a shift in momentum, though he stopped short of calling it a turning point in the war, leaving that up to the Ukrainian president. A second trial underway against Alex Jones over damages for his false claims about a school massacre.
The judge in Waterbury, Connecticut told jurors Alex Jones already lost the defamation case. This is simply a trial to determine how much he should pay families whose children were murdered in Newtown a decade ago. Last month, a jury in Austin, Texas, ordered Jones to pay nearly $50 million to the parents of one child who was killed. In this case, as in the other, the families, along with an FBI agent, say they have been harassed by Jones fans who said they were perpetrating a hoax. Jones had insisted for years Newtown was a false flag event meant to be an excuse for politicians to pass new gun laws. Jones will face a third trial in Texas after this one for the parents of another child who was killed. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Recapping Wall Street, the Dow tumbling 1,276 points. That's actually off the session lows. It was down more than 1,300 in the closing minutes. The S&P down more than 100, over 4%. The NASDAQ falling over 5% as high inflation persists ahead of the next Fed meeting, which is coming up next week. I'm Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
Get ready to save up and chow down with Pacific Points. Now you can redeem Pacific Points for UnoGo wallet credits and enjoy huge savings on food delivery. Order from over 80 restaurants and have it delivered straight to your door. Continue earning points when you fuel up at Shell, shop at Foodies, purchase ITNE prepaid load, and pay your monthly ITNE bill. Then get ready to claim your rewards. Learn more at PacificPoints.com. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Half a day and good morning, Guam. It's 6:06 on Wednesday, September 14. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. The AG's office is working to schedule an autopsy for the decomposing body found in Dededo. On Saturday morning, the body was found along a dirt road in the jungle area near Cayanchando behind Old Dededo Flea Market. GPD spokesperson Officer Berlin Savella says the investigation remains open and was forwarded to CIS while investigators wait for findings from an autopsy to be done by an off-island medical examiner. Savella says an initial assessment found foul play was not evident nor ruled out. Dededo Mayor Melissa Savarez says she was alarmed to hear the body was found and has asked residents if they knew who the person was. She says no one she asked had any idea, and those who live in the area say no one in their household is missing. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio says he was not sure when the autopsy would be done and added the amount of time it takes depends on the nature of the case. For a homicide, the wait is 1 to 2 weeks for a forensic pathologist from Hawaii. for natural causes or suicide. A forensic pathologist from Saipan comes in every other week. GPD is encouraging anyone in the community with more information to call 475-8615 and request to speak to a detective. And after a week-long trial of victim testimony, Gino Tautau Muaraluk was found not guilty of charges relating to stabbing a man with a machete, assaulting his mother and stepfather, and violating a court order. On Friday, Muaraluk's stepfather, Chimi Kintin, testified that he saw Muaraluk arguing with Kintin's wife, who is Muaraluk's mother, before pushing her. Muaraluk's attorney, Peter Santos, confirmed that Kintin had 12 beers the night of the incident and told the jury to consider the witness's ability to observe matters and whether his recollections seem accurate. Other incidents Muaraluk was charged for include stabbing a man with a machete and going to a woman's house and attempting to speak to her in June, despite being ordered by the court to stay away. Jurors deliberated for 3 hours on Monday afternoon and returned a not guilty verdict on all charges. We'll have more news after this.
Gas is expensive, so let the bank come to you. Through our remote deposit capture, you can deposit your checks into your account from your phone. And with our Dynamite Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you can use your money anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect combo.
Now we're banking on the future. Services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Crank it up.
GDOE is investigating a violent incident involving Simon Sanchez High School students captured in a clip circulating on social media. The incident caused a minor to be taken to the hospital. The video shows a shirtless, barefoot boy with jean shorts approaching another boy wearing a red hoodie in the middle of the street. The shirtless boy then punched and kicked the boy in the red sweatshirt. A source says the student who was assaulted was taken to the hospital as a result of the incident because he was covered in blood. The incident is believed to have occurred after classes ended on Thursday just outside the northern campus. GDOE says a police report was filed with GPD. The high school is addressing the matter despite the situation occurring outside of school hours and off campus. School principal Carla Masanayan says GDOE has zero tolerance against violence, bullying, and harassment. Education officials could not confirm whether the boy who caused harm was a student, the condition of the boy assaulted, or whether the injured boy returned to class. And the primary election results are now certified. About 400 provisional and absentee ballots were tallied. From those ballots, the Leon Guerrero Tenorio team got 264 additional votes, and the San Nicolas Salas Matanani team received 97. The Republican team of Camacho Ada got 45 more votes and will face off against the incumbents this November. In the delegate race, Judy Wanpat got an additional 204 votes, and Talina Nelson received 137 more votes from provisional and absentee ballots. The Guam Election Commission signed off last night on the official results for the 2022 primary election and drew numbers for candidates' placements on their respective general election ballots. Early voting for the general election is set to begin on Tuesday, October 11 at the Westin. GEC plans to host an education campaign to ensure employees and employers are aware of the 2-hour administrative leave leeway provided to voters, which GEC legal counsel Vincent Camacho says does apply to early voting. The official primary results can be found online at gec.guam.gov. And those were your top stories on The Point. Now here is Ray with your weather.
I don't know what you're talking about, top stories here. I mean, there's a whole lot more important things going on in the world here, including the USA Mullet Championships that are taking place right now. Hold on a second.
Vote? Can we vote?
You can vote. Connect with the USA Mullet Championships on Facebook.
What's the prize money, Ray?
You know what? It doesn't matter whether money. You want to be the bragging rights for having the best mullet in the entire United States of America.
I'm feeling too much envy this early in the morning right now.
Right. Well, I don't know what it would take for you to start your mullet thing.
That guy with the one eyebrow up.
Yeah.
He doesn't even. I can't even see his mullet.
Yeah.
He shouldn't count. You lose.
We might actually know some guys that might be sporting this. Now, do we have any competitors from Guam? Do you suppose?
We do, Ray.
Do you suppose there might be some competitors
Submit
for
your
Guam
photos.
in the USA Mullet Championships on Facebook?
Photos.
So I'll get you some details on that before too much longer. Oh, there's a dude with a cigar. Oh, this is absolutely terrific. I'm so glad
the Asian
these guys
mullet,
never
Ray.
let go. Where?
The Asian mullet.
Asian
there,
mullet.
to the right, yes.
Filipino? What do you think?
It must be,
No,
yeah.
he looks Vietnamese.
Oh, maybe.
Very good, very good, very good. All right, well, let me just ponder over some of this stuff here while we're looking at this. USA Mullet Championships on Facebook. This is what you tune in for. This is the kind of thing you're going, you know what, I don't get this kind of stuff any other radio station, here or in the States or whatever. You know, it's a Ray Gibson show where they turn me on to the really important things that are going on in the World Mullet Championships. All right, let me get you some weather here. 6:13 in the morning. It says scattered showers and thunderstorms in today's forecast. There's mostly cloudy skies and daytime highs near 84 degrees. I got southwest winds 9 to 14 miles an hour with a heat index that'll feel like 90. Showers likely, possible thunderstorms in the evening forecast. Mostly cloudy and overnight lows. It should be about 77 degrees for tomorrow. About the same thing. Showers likely, possible thunderstorms in the morning and in the afternoon. Sunrise this morning 10 after 6 o'clock. Do I have pictures from Pirates Cove of a gorgeous sun? I absolutely do. There it is, eastern side of the island. Ooh, do you see the colors out there? Very good. Jeff from over at Pirates Cove making sure that he's got some pictures. They don't open the place unless he actually gets some sunrise pictures. You know, he forgot one morning and
It's a ritual.
And they couldn't find the keys and they weren't able to open up Pirates Cove. So it is a kind of a ritual for the thing. Anyway, where are we? 6:14 in the morning. There it is. News and weather together, brought to you by Bank Pacific, banking on the Pacific for 68 years.
Happy day. This is Clara Manglona from Security Title. A power of attorney can be a useful tool in a real estate transaction, but if abused, it can result in devastating loss. Choosing your representative should be done with the utmost care and should be very specific about the powers being granted. To mitigate loss, the team at Security Title confirms with the owner prior to using a power of attorney to sell the property. Each transaction is unique. Let the professionals at Security Title use our experience to facilitate a secure closing. We are here to help.
Guam Regional Medical City is a center of excellence for the treatment of cardiac, stroke, cancer, pulmonary, orthopedics, and other diseases in our specialty clinics. We achieved advanced certification for Primary Stroke Center from the Joint Commission, GRMC, reflecting our commitment to providing safe and quality patient care on Guam. For more information, visit us at grmc.gu or to make an appointment, call 671-633-GRMC. That's 671-633-4762.
Is the Ray Gibson Show, brought to you by APL. American President lines a global presence with a local home.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Show. Welcome to Excuse the Mess, whatever it is that I start the program with here in the morning. I don't know. This is going to be a rough morning. I'll tell you right now, this is going to be a rough morning, and I'll tell you why. I have had every week in the last 3 weeks, I have had a fever issue. Right? I don't think it's COVID because it goes away and comes back. Right, you know, in time for the weekend, and then the weekday starts, and I'm feeling like crap.
I'm not saying it's karma, man.
So yesterday, what have I don't have any karmic debt that I gotta pay. I'm just saying. But I went home yesterday and stopped by the store because I thought maybe a 12-pack, right? You know, just for what we like to refer to as Tuesday, and so I get the 12-pack, pop one, and then all of a sudden I realized, man, I got chills and aches and pains, and I don't know what the hell it is.
Multiplying rate?
Okay, so I got they're multiplying, and I'm losing control.
Sorry.
All right, so you know what sucks though? Here's the thing that sucks. When one of your good friends is a doctor
and you reach out to him, and you're serious, right? I'm serious. I reach out to Dr. Akimoto. I'm like, Doc, I've had bouts of high fevers every week for 3 weeks. Might need an excuse to present to jury for tomorrow. What is it that's going around? And so what does the doc start throwing at me? Is it dengue?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Thanks, Doc. Near as I can tell, I wasn't bit by any mosquitoes here over the weekend. And then he throws out TB, and then he says non-contagious viral pneumonia, basically what Lou had last week after the what do you call it? After the debate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How many days do you have left?
I don't know how much that. I might not even make it through the end of the show. I could keel. I'm going to keel over here.
You got jury duty, dude.
Okay, no, that's
Don't
tomorrow.
die before that.
That's tomorrow. So here's the deal. If I die today, you give Akimoto some crap and say he told you he was sick. And
we'll have him on the show.
You were making jokes
on a very special Ray Gibson show without Ray Gibson.
Non-contagious viral pneumonia and dengue and all of this other stuff. That's a problem when your good friends are doctors and they don't take you seriously. You know, I'll complain more about it later. Anyway, as I said, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled as usual to be here with you this morning. And I'm going to do I will do everything in my power to make it all the way until 10 o'clock this morning. That's my goal. I'm splitting right after that, but my goal is to make it all the way to 10 o'clock. And there are a lot of things to talk about here this morning. We've actually got a kind of a full table of contents of stories that I've either dug out from somebody or somebody has sent me, and so we'll talk about those kinds of things here as the program continues. I do want to do shouts to senatorial, gubernatorial, whatever. I guess they had their drawing yesterday.
Yeah,
over at the
numbers,
legislature. Correct.
I was there.
Mana's got 12.
Yeah,
she's number 12 on the GOP side.
Sweet.
Yep. I have not seen the entire list though. Is there a thing out there?
Let me work on it.
So I don't honestly know that it makes any kind of difference where you happen to be on the placement for these things. I mean, is it better to be in the top 5? Do you want to be in the bottom, or do you not want to get lost in the middle of all of this? You know, it's just I don't know. I think there's myth and legend and superstition on what the numbers are. And having never actually run for political office, I don't know what all of that stuff is. But I think it'll be interesting to go over some of that as we get through. They have managed to certify the results of the primary election, and nobody got any more additional votes that would have made a difference. But did they say whether in the Doug Moylan, Levin Camacho thing, did they say whether or not there were any additional votes for either of those guys? Because it was what, 380 that separated them.
Something like that, 300 some.
Yeah. But it doesn't look like either one of them got any more or less as a result of counting all of the other provisionals and things like that.
It wasn't in the article.
It was not in the article. We'll see what we can find out from Maria Pangolina a little bit later on. Anyway, 20 after 6 o'clock in the morning. 888-8255-888-TALK is the telephone number. And Real Joe's going to answer that when you call that number. And then if you are really, really interesting, and you'll have to make the pitch to Real Joe, he may actually let you go on the air and converse with me and
I might answer
and the other listeners of the program. Oh, sweet. Let me see. Number 1 on the Democrat side. I've actually got the listing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so I've got number 1, Tina Rose Munya Barnes. Number 2, Will Parkinson. Number 3 is Therese Terlahi, Roy Kanata, Sarah Netadog at number 5. Number 6 is Amanda Shelton. Dwayne Sinicholas at number 7. Cousin Freddie Berdalio at number 8. I got number 9, Angela Santos. Number 10 is Kelly Marsh Taitano. And we've got number 11 is Chris Durrell.
Oh, Durrell.
Durrell, Chris.
Is it Durrell?
What's his name?
I mean, is it Darrell or Darrell? I mean, I don't know.
My
I
other
can
brother,
never
Darryl.
tell if you're joking. You know,
It is Durrell.
Is Darrell?
I have no idea. I have no
You
idea.
went to school with him?
Chris Malfunction
No.
at number 11. Number 12 is Pito Terlahi. Number 13, Joe San Augustin. Number 14 is John Savares. Number 15.
Viva John.
Biba, everybody. He's one of our guys. Sabina Perez at number 15. On the Republican side, I want to say that this comes to me from Real Joe. Yeah, it does. It came to me from Real Joe, but he has not sorted the Republican side.
Hey, man.
Did you not notice that?
It's
Hey,
online,
I'm waiting
bro.
for the stimulus to come out again so I can be happy.
All right, so I'm gonna try to do this in real time. At number one, my bro Frank Blas Jr. Go Darrow. At number two, Michelle Taitano. I see number three is Vince Borja. Number four, Tella Titello. Number five is going to be Ian Catling. Number six looks like Chris Duenas. Number seven is former Senator Jesse Anderson Lujan. What do we got for number eight here? It's Sandra Regis Biba. And at number nine, it's Tom Fisher. At number 10, Joanne Brown. Number 11 is Sam Abini. Number 12, like I said, baby sister Mona Silva Tyron. And number 13 is Bistra Rusanova Mendiola. 13, that's so where do I see 14? 14 is Ken Leon Guerrero, and Dave Crisostomo rounds it out at number 15. As I say, they're myth and legend and superstition on what the numbers are. Are they lucky numbers for you? Are you happy with your placement? Did you want to be number one like Frank Blas Jr.?
My superstition is whoever is number 11 automatically gets a vote.
Really?
That's mine.
That's your
mine.
thing. Gotcha. All right. 6:23 in the morning. Lots and lots to get to, as I said, on the table of content. Meme Machine is online here this morning, and among the things that I have in the Meme Machine, and I got this. Well, I can't tell you who I got it from, but you know what today is? Today is the Guam Memorial Hospital Strategic Plan 2022 workshop, and it will start at 8 o'clock this morning. The workshop for the Guam Memorial Hospital Strategic Plan. And
oh, wow.
Well,
I'm confused a little bit.
I thought we were building a new one. Why are we strategic planning for the old one? Or is the new one also going to be called Guam Memorial Hospital? I'm kind of confused. At 8 o'clock this morning, and I don't know that this was noticed is the thing. I don't know. You'd think it would be because it has the feelings, all the earmarks of some kind of a government meeting, and maybe they needed to do some kind of, open government announcements. I don't know. At 8 to 10 this morning, workshop, kickoff meeting, review with the core team. And they'll do team introductions, schedules, milestones, and key meetings, key stakeholder groups, and a data review from 10 to noon. The individual steering committee member initiatives. Does this look like there's somebody that's got, read a book on project planning?
Yeah.
I'll do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. Can I please do it? And Tyrone's going, no, I got this. And he's going, no, come on, Tyrone, let me do this. But anyway, so we've got individual steering committee member interviews, 2 tracks, 60 minutes each. Boy, that just sounds... It does, doesn't it? Reference memo interview questions from 1 until 4. Individual steering committee member interviews continued, and from 4 until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. A GMH facility tour. Yay! Labor and delivery. I'm just saying, labor and delivery, and wherever it was.
Warrior Zori sweat.
Wherever they hid Lulian Guerrero when she got sick after the debate. And there's another one tomorrow. They've got more of these meetings going on tomorrow. The overall kickoff meeting with all stakeholders starting at 8 until 9. And I'm looking over a couple of the lists here of potential stakeholders, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of actual doctors in the thing. You'd think maybe if they were going to be having a conversation about the hospital and whatever, they'd invite more than 1 or 2 doctors. We'll see what we can learn on this and a few other things. Anyway, 6:25 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. Time to start talking to these people over here.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Mm-hmm. All of these people have the same name on the screen. It's Festus.
Yeah.
They're all Festus or Bo.
Wow, yeah, Bo.
Exactly. Hey, 6:26 in the morning, Ray Gibson Show. Let's look and see who's playing around on the gizmo here already this morning. I see Auntie Bennett, Lujan Duenas at number 1. Way to go. from over at Family Finance, pretty Sarita Garin saying happy hump day. And by the way, it's a day I don't refer to as hump day, but I'm granting permission for you to use the phrase hump day. Go ahead, enjoy your freedom. I don't know. I got an extra vowel.
Ordered.
I got an extra vowel at the end of freedom. Sorry about that. Auntie Bennett, Rico B is at number 3. You see John Ray Taitano, Tom Tahazi, Patty Santiago, Jay Rojas. Jay Rojas is online here this morning.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Could we not love him more? Nick Perlowski's in there. I got Felix Bumba and Henry Manglotnia saying, good morning, Ray, Donna, RJC, Jerry, and the Point Familia. Joe Dizon is there. Oh, that's nice. Jay Rojas wishing a happy birthday to Donna D. That's good. I got Manny and Ning Regis online. Zarol McDonald saying half a day to everybody around here. The hot sister of the program, the amazing and incredible Pam Duvall is there. Jennifer Leon Guerrero Mendiola, Tommy Bernardo. I see Jane Naut, Ismail Velez talking about this. Wow, Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin's Shepard shuttle exploded shortly after the takeoff. Are there any more words with an SH that you can put in that sentence there? The Shepard shuttle exploded shortly after the takeoff.
Everything went to...
Oh, shoot. Let me see. Charles Craw, buenos and half a day to the real Joe Cruz. Mark Safe from Gaff. Good morning. Biba. I got the amazing and incredible Colin Clark, Aditha Camarillo, Mark Cruz doing his wavy thing. His Majesty Rudy Rodolfo.
Morning, Your Highness.
The Queen is dead. Long live the King. What have I got here? Harvey Egna. Wow, half a day. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 1,276 points today. So I'm just going to say that the victory laps that the Biden White House have been taking a little premature. Right, on this, the inflation deal, the Inflation Reduction Act.
There's more work to do. Right?
Yes, exactly. All right, here's, what does it say? And I love this because it's from one of these news sources that just fawn over Obama and Biden. And they say, here's a great souvenir from the Biden victory lap. And it's a thing that comes out of the White House. Quote, in this season of substance, the Inflation Reduction Act is another win for the American people. After years of determined effort, we finally beat the special interest to lower prescription drug costs. Yeah, you might want to check out Russell Crowe on his take on the lowering of the prescription drug costs and how it doesn't make any damn difference at all. Big Pharma has both the Republicans and Democrats in their pockets. It will look like a victory, but it's just a shell game. Anyway, we finally beat the special interest to lower prescription drug costs, lower health insurance costs, and lower energy costs for the families. This law takes the most aggressive action ever to confront the climate crisis, builds the future here in America, and ensures that the biggest corporations finally begin to pay their fair share in taxes. Okay, the Republican translation on that is the price for everything is going to be going up. Businesses don't pay taxes, they collect taxes. The Inflation Reduction Act is one of the most significant laws in our nation's history. It is further proof that the soul of America is vibrant, the future of America is bright, and the promise of America is real. Thank you very much, Joe Biden. And that apparently came out just before the Dow took a dump here to the tune of about 1,200 points. It is the worst day since June of 2020 after a hot inflation report came out. Stocks fell on Tuesday after a key August inflation report came in hotter than expected, hurting investor optimism for cooling prices and the less aggressive Federal Reserve. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slid 1,276 points, or 3.9% of the market's value. S&P 500 dropped about 4.3%, and the NASDAQ composite sank more than 5%. More than 490 stocks in the S&P 500 fell, with Facebook parent Meta dropping 8% and Caesars Entertainment losing 7.3%. The drop erased nearly all of the recent rally for stocks, pulling the S&P 500 back toward its September 6th close of 39.08 and causing some traders to glance back at mid-June when the index fell below 3,700. So there's more on this to be seen. It is the actual reports say the central bank is expected to deliver their third consecutive 0.75% percentage point interest rate hike to tamp down in inflation. And what happened? Economists surveyed by Dow Jones had been expecting a decline of 0.1% for overall inflation, with a rise of 0.3% for core inflation. Somebody's going to explain the difference to me. 1% over there and 0.3% over here. And I'm going, yeah, none of this is helping me at the grocery store. None of this is helping me at the restaurants, where everything seems to have exploded in value recently. All right, where was I? I was taking a look at some of the other numbers here, and folks that are hanging out with us. Harvey Egna is there. I got Therese Huggin. All right, now I gotta switch. I gotta switch phones. I gotta take a look and see who's on this gizmo here. Shut up! I'm
too many
sick,
gadgets, bro.
I'm
You
sick.
got way too many gadgets.
I'm having hot flashes
You're not
in here.
gonna die, dude.
I'm gonna die, and you're gonna feel bad.
Well, yeah, we all are one day, man, but not today.
You're gonna go, man. He said he was sick, and I didn't believe him. Crap. All right, Mike Grace Blas, Biba Bunker is in there. Brad Wood hanging out with us this morning. Let me see. Richard Leon, meow, meow, meow. He says, stupid, says Brad Wood. And Rico B says, saw Monta running this morning. Biba Montesilva for Senator. Amanda James says, so if my insurance hadn't agreed to cover my meds, I would have been paying $9,513 a month for 4 shots. What medication cost reduction? Amanda, you're not going to see anything like that. They're not going to start doing anything with this. And when they do, it'll only be a handful of drugs, and they haven't said what they are. And we're not going to see that until, January of 2023. And then it will go up a little bit more, and we'll see how it plays out. But I'm not holding out any hope. It's all, like I said, Russell Crowe, look for yesterday's thing and watch that. But not until after you're done watching this. Who else? Dave Duenas is there. Tattoo Shauna online. Jerome McDonald asking about what? Hot flashes? It's a real thing. It's yeah. The men have menopause.
Yeah, menopause.
It's menopause. That's what it is. Anyway, so we'll get around to yakking more about that as the program continues. 6:34 on the Ray Gibson Show. As I said, lots and lots of items on the table of contents. This is going to be exciting. And when I say exciting, I mean exciting for me. And when I say me, I mean us here at the radio station. Tomorrow in PICA. PICA's Best. And I hope everybody nominated us for Best Radio Station. Really do. I wasn't as aggressive in hounding people this time out. I figured I'd wait until it was time to vote. And then I'd get kind of crazy and, oh, my God, we're so tired of hearing from Ray. Aggressive once the voting started, and that may start tomorrow. PICA will announce the finalists in the Thursday edition of PICA. That's going to be tomorrow. We'll see how that plays out. As I said, a bunch of other things that are going to be interesting here this morning. You see the back and forth between Governor Lou and Therese Terlahi?
Oh yeah.
And I got
it's my favorite show right now, Ray.
I got to double check. I got to double check because I want to say that all Therese Terlahi needs to do is say, hey, back off, Chica. I got more votes than you did in the primary.
Whoa.
I gotta double check to see if that's true, though. I don't know. I could be just talking out my neck. We'll see what happens. 6:35 on the Ray Gibson Show. 888-8255, 888-TALK, 797-8255. You got something you want to share with me on the meme machine? Then by all means, send all of that stuff in. Do I have more sunrise pictures? Sal, Kitsuto in Japan. Is sending some sunrise pictures from out there, or there might be sunset, because I don't know. I don't think the sun's coming up in Japan just yet. I think it'll be a while before we actually start to see that break the plane. I don't know. Anyway, 6:35 in the morning. Well, time to find out what the first round of big stories and news is here this morning, and to do that, here is Donna D. Donna, what happened?
2 women were arrested in connection to a stolen vehicle. On Sunday, police pulled over Marcia Cruz in Agate because her rear license plate wasn't illuminated and was found to belong to another vehicle. Cruz told police that she didn't have the papers for the vehicle, which her son bought from Liza Concepcion Kinata for $2,000. Court documents state that the vehicle was stolen from a tow company in April. Cruz was charged with theft by receiving and fraudulent use of a license plate, and Kinata was charged with theft by receiving. And RevTax and DOA have processed and mailed checks or paid by direct deposit about 400 tax year 2021 and prior income tax refunds for error-free returns filed on or before August 27. This latest batch of refunds total over $1.5 million. For more information or questions about tax refunds, RevTax recommends going online and using the Contact Us section at myguamtax.com or emailing pinadmin@revtax.guam.gov. And the Guam Election Commission has approved the ballot for the November 8th general election. There's still time to register to vote. GEC announced that early voting begins on October 11 and will continue through November 3. It will be at the Westin Resort in Tumon, Tuesday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 3. For the gubernatorial race, it will be Leon Guerrero Tenorio versus Camacho Ada. For delegate, it's Judy Wonpat versus Jim Moylan, and for AG, it's Levin Camacho versus Doug Moylan, and the race is about 56 days away. Okay, bye.
I think it's 55 today. Yesterday was 56. Yeah, so 55 days away from the general election. All right, sorry. I wanted to make sure that in the very least I was being accurate about my summation here. Let me see here. I just want to see who got more votes. Therese Trelai, 14,225 votes in the primary election, and Lulian Guerrero got 12,000. Yeah, there it is, 12,224. So checks. Here's the thing. Next time you get in a scrap with Lulian Guerrero, just go, hey, chica, step off. I got more votes than you did in the primary. Hell, I think Chris Barnett got more votes there, 12,785. Yeah, Chris Barnett got more votes than Lulian Guerrero did in this.
Way to go, Darrell.
You know, and neither one. Here's the point. Neither one of them spent $1 million. Can I throw that out there? I'm sorry. I'm going to do it anyway because I just know it's triggering somebody over at Adlu. Yeah, we spent $1 million on the primary election. We spent $1 million and got ourselves 12,224 votes. Donna D is going to do some mathematics and find out exactly what. Yeah. So if because you're better at math than us, you're a girl. You're better at math. You're an Asian girl. Yeah. You're better at math than us. So here's
we cheat off of your paper.
So it's $1 million is what they spent in the primary election.
Okay, $1 million.
And they got 12,224 votes. So how much is that per vote?
How many votes?
12,224. Yeah. Divided by $1 million divided by 12,224 is the formula here that you're looking for. 1 Tadaguro, 2 Tadaguro.
Is that an abacus?
it's a slide rule.
81.81.
81.81. So $81 or $8,800
$81
per vote.
Per vote.
For $1 million?
No, come on, man.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, you said 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, right?
Well, I'm not gonna let you do my book.
1,224 votes. 1,200.
1,200. Okay, I put 12,000. Why?
12. Oh, no. It's 12,224 for clarity. 1,224.
I don't work with these two people.
1, 2, 2, 2, 4 or 1, 2, 2, 4.
6:39. We're going to take a. Tell you what, we'll take a break here.
Don't tell me she only got 1,000 votes.
And she got 12,000 votes.
See, then that's $81.81.
$81.81 per vote.
Yeah.
Wonder when we do the numbers on Mike, because I think Mike only spent $60,000 in the primary election.
His
number? 7,309.
7,309?
Yes.
And he spent 6,000?
And he spent 60,000.
Oh, 60,000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I forgot the number. The first number. 7 what?
7305 is Mikey's number, and it was $60,000. 20 away from the top of the hour.
12 cents.
12 cents a vote. Congratulations to you, my friend. In 20 minutes, it'll be 7 o'clock in the morning on The Ray Gibson Show. More after these.
Want more internet speed, more mobile data, more TV, and more reliable phone service? Introducing the new GTA Choice Bundles. The more you choose, the more you save. And for a limited time, sign up for a new Choice Bundle with home internet service up to Internet 50 and get a free Roku Express. Or Internet 75 or higher and receive a $100 account credit. Visit GTA.net and get more choices, more savings with GTA's Choice Bundles. Conditions apply. See website for details. GTA, we start with you.
Your everyday expenses could be earning you savings and rewards with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points at Shell, Foodies Guam, and IT&E. Want free fuel from Shell and free snacks from Foodies Guam? Sign up for Pacific Points. Want to save on your home internet and cell phone bill? Claim bill rebates and free prepaid cards at IT&E. Want to save on travel costs? Convert points to United Mileage Plus miles. Sign up for free at PacificPoints.com or download the app. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Oh, what's for breakfast at KFC under $3.95, you ask? What's for breakfast at KFC that's different than the other guys, you ask? KFC's chicken wrap, sausage wrap, the Colonel's chicken congee, chicken fried steak, sausage biscuit and gravy, and biscuit sandwiches made with KFC's original fluffy biscuits. All for under $3.95 and all only at KFC. Plus, with waffles and the Colonel's chicken fried rice, we've got something for everyone.
So visit KFC for breakfast today. It's finger licking good.
On screen right now, I got the gizmo. I got to remember to take this thing off. We were all excited about Swamp Road getting paved up the other day, and I dropped the pin, and now I have no idea how to get rid of it. Anyway, so yeah, up around Dededo and Jigo area, Anderson Air Force Base, you might expect some delays there. Looks like we got a little bit of northbound traffic over at the intersection leading into the village up in Jigo, and then you got southbound traffic. Nothing major that's going to slow you down here. Let me just zoom in and see if I can learn a little bit more about what's happening in the Dededo and Upper Tumon area, 1 and 3. Not so bad right now. Most of the roadways are running clear. Route 16 from the Micronesia Mall all the way to 8, 10, and 16. Only in minor intersection traffic right now. Oh my God! Did you see where DPW wants to do some work on intersections?
No.
Yes.
Where? What?
Details forthcoming in the Ray Gibson Show. I also got some southbound traffic. Marine Corps Drive in the PD and Bellowers Point area. That's eventually going to meet up with slower moving traffic. And I'm not going to say it's stopped, but slower moving traffic over Big Navy in Sumai. There it is. News, weather, traffic, whatever together here on The Point.
Bored at home? Now's the perfect time to get things done. Start that project you've always wanted, or finish one. At East West Rental Center, they know you've reached the end of the internet and need to get outside, and they're here to help. Get the right equipment: water blasters, wood chippers, mini backhoes, carpet cleaners, floor buffers, and much more. They're open Monday to Friday from 7 to 5, Saturday from 8 to noon, and closed on Sunday. Call East West Rental Center, 646-1463, or visit them in Upper Tumon.
Fly to new experiences with 3 times United Miles with First Hawaiian Bank's United Credit Card. Earn 3 times per dollar spent on United tickets purchased through United ticketing channels until February 28th, 2023, and 2 times miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com/United for more information. Don't wait. Apply today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Let's get some luxury in your life. NissanGuam.com and the World Wide Web. I want you to be on the lookout for the Infinities. Brand new Infinity models, as a matter of fact. Available APRs as low as 1.99% on your approved credit. Some terms and conditions apply. I don't know what they are, so just go to the web. If you're really that interested, go to the web. But I recommend that you get in the car, whatever it is that you're driving, take that to Nissan in Upper Tumon and take a test drive. The QX55, the Q60, the QX50. What have we got in the 55? Inspired by the iconic Infinity FX series, the heart of a luxury crossover, the soul of a performance sports coupe, wireless Apple CarPlay integration, Bose sound systems inside the car. This thing has so many. It's incredible the number of speakers that it has. That as you listen, listen to Boss on this thing with the Bose speakers, you will actually be able to see. You'll feel like the sounds are coming from the outside of the car. I do that on purpose. Check that out today over at Nissan Guam, the Infinity QX55. NissanGuam.com.
Real Talk Radio is back. Welcome to The Point, Guam's FM News Talk Superstation.
It's funny the way my brain works as I'm looking over the morning headlines in the news. Front page of today's Guam Daily Post. Simon Sanchez High School investigating an after-school fight that sent a student to the hospital. That's a very serious thing. But even among the more serious stories here, there is something that is made, a detail that is brought out that raises my eyebrow, puts a smile on my face. A reader-submitted video showed a shirtless, barefoot boy with jean shorts. Hey.
Jean shorts. You of yourself, Ray.
No. Well, you know what? Go ahead, jean shorts back in the day, but I finally saw the video, and it's not. It is not as exciting as it sounds. I mean, I thought it was going to be like Korean hot pants or something like that, I looked at the video, and it looked like I don't know. It looks like. There were hand-me-ups or something like that, and he just took him down to the kneecap or something like that. But I'm just thinking, you need to take that all the way within about 3 inches of the crotchal area, and then I'm telling you, you won't want to get in fights anymore. You won't want to get in fights anymore. You will discover. You know where you see that look a lot in Australia. You see that look a lot in Australia. Construction guys in Australia, all of them, virtually every single one of them, hot pants. It's true. Google it. 646 on the Ray Gibson Show until it's not going to be anymore. The other Governor Leon Guerrero, that's Ken Leon Guerrero on line 1 this morning. Hey, welcome to the program, Ken.
Good morning. And like Mark Twain said, no man's life, health, or property are safe when the legislature's in session.
I think Samuel Clemens said the same thing.
Yeah, he did too. It's funny. You shouldn't. Great minds think alike that way.
Right.
And the same thing goes for the administration, which is always in session. Because right now we have discovered, thanks to assistance from you and the loyal followers of the program, that the community meetings that Lou swore up and down on a stack of Bibles back in June that have taken place. Remember that?
Yeah.
They're about to take place
today. They're taking place today. In fact,
take place today, and I'm sure it was a slip. I'm sure that Lillian Posadas and the governor inadvertently forgot to invite me as a stakeholder, even though I've been all over GMH for the past 10 years with FOIAs and meetings and things like that, and asking to be included in any and all correspondence relating to bonds and financing. But I'm sure that slipped their mind when they set up the meeting for this morning.
Well, does this have to be noticed? I'm fuzzy on everything that they're going over here. HDR, and I don't know exactly what that means. Strategy, as an example, tomorrow from 10 until noon, key stakeholder group meetings, 2 tracks, 60 minutes each, current priorities, metrics, key ongoing initiatives, data collection, and strategy, and then parentheses, all HDR to attend. I don't know what the HDR is. It looks like it's got a fancy logo here on the thing. But getting back to, I think, question number 1, doesn't this need to be noticed?
It should be noticed, because we're talking about a meeting during which public policy is going to be altered dramatically, and taxpayers are going to get stuck with a $3 billion price tag. But they're all doing it under the table. That's illegal. So I'm going to be very interested when I get there. The first question I'm going to ask is, how when they do the legislature meetings and board meetings, and commission meetings, the first step they do is they provide proof of public notice. So when I was at the election committee meeting, the first thing that Maria Pangolina did, she announced to the board that ads were placed in the local newspapers on this day and that day, announcing this meeting. And it was also posted on the website. So, I haven't seen any notice in the newspapers or on the GMH website since after 6 weeks of battling with the administration and Gita. I finally got my FOIA response. I've got dozens and dozens of documents.
And I was wondering if any of the documentation that I sent you, it references the documentation that you already have.
Yes, it does. All those different reports that they're going to discuss, those are the reports I've got. But when you look at the documents, there's a doctrine in law called fruit of the poisonous tree that says once you do something wrong, everything that you do after that is wrong. And going back to the beginning of this concept and the beginning of this project, they screwed up on the funding issues. There was no notice, no public bids, and they did all the funding under an expired contract, which is kind of illegal, but they did it anyway because nobody calls them on these things. And as long as nobody calls out public officials for violating rules, regulations, laws, policies, and procedures, they can get away with it. And that's why the Corrupt Practices Act has been fought so hard by this administration, the Election Commission, and the Attorney General's office, because the last thing politicians want is for citizens like me to have the ability to take them to court on little things like appropriating $1.8 million for a study illegally. So it's going to be an interesting meeting today that we're going to find out.
Well, it doesn't say where it's at. Is it?
Well, it's going to be at GMH because when you read between the lines, I think there's like a tour in the afternoon and there's a meet and greet.
So what's wrong with Deuce? Why couldn't they do it at Tsubaki?
They'd have to put out a procurement notice.
I'm sorry, that's just me being catty. Sorry about that. All right, so the other question that I have, there was at least one or two of these documents, and they've got names of individuals that are going to be have something to do with this. William Kando, Jeff Ventura, Dan Rabanal, Cynthia Keefe, Scott Forall, lead health strategist, and then we've got a few other folks. Wait a second, all right, so that's one, and then there's another.
You'll notice a total absence of anybody from the medical community, with the exception of Guam Memorial Hospital staff.
Annie Berdalio, Dr. Annie Berdalio is there, Dr. Jolene Uggan, Dr. Dustin Prinz. And I think those are all members of Guam Memorial Hospital. You know what I don't see? Anybody from the legislature?
There's a number of them on the committee. Is on the committee. Sabina Paris is on the committee. Therese Terlahi's on the committee, so I hope to see her there as well. I can't remember. I think there's one more senator that's on a committee list that I finally got because I've been all over Adelud, all over GITA, all over GMH to find out who the alleged members of this committee are. And we find out it's the choir. It's 90% GMH staff. That's not a community representative. And the rest of the people are from GITA. Yeah, so there's not really any stakeholders in this because the hospital staff, they're biased. GITA is biased, but there's nobody from the medical community there. I mean, I'm talking about outside the bubble community.
Right.
So now what we're going to end up with is you know what they say, a camel is a horse designed by committee, And so,
and in particular, a government committee. 6:53 in the morning. We'll stay on it and see where this thing is going to be. I don't know. Maybe the Doucet was full today, and they're actually going to have to do it somewhere, under the auspices of the government of Guam, and not be able to have like a fancy banquet room, 5-star service or anything like that. I could be wrong. 6:55 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. Kenny, I'll talk to you pretty soon.
Yeah, as soon as I get there, I'll let you know what the venue is, in case any other citizens who are concerned where $3 billion of tax money are going to go, including the $300 million.
I'm going to be sick.
Want to attend?
No, I'm going to be home being sick. So just take scrupulous notes for me.
I will.
Appreciate it. 6:54 on the Ray Gibson Show. It's Monday. No, it's not Monday. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday.
Mostly, Ray.
Yeah, you just stay with me. Stay with it. I don't know what the temperature is in here, but it feels like it's hot in the middle of my brain. What? Yeah. You mean poor Donna?
I don't know, man.
6 feet away.
She's gone through all the
She's
diseases.
Groovy. Anyway,
she's had,
6:54 in the morning, and let me give you another question here that requires an answer. Where the hell is Mike Sinicolas? Where is Mikey Sinicolas? Has he gone back to Washington, D.C. yet? I don't know. He's still got work to do out in D.C. He's still got some holes that he's got to plug before he hands everything over to Doug Moylan. Sorry, not Doug, Jim Moylan. Yeah, Doug's gonna be over at the Attorney General's office. At any rate, so I follow Mike Sinicolas in social media, and I saw this, and maybe this is one of those things where after the stress of the primary election, after the stress of the entire whole election process, I mean, just, put your name in there and find a running mate and get out there and have to do the debates and all of that other crap. Maybe it is time for Mike to sit back and just pause and reflect. And I'm certainly guilty of the same thing. Mike Sinicolas writes this morning on Facebook, I really like the ham and cheese on Pan de Sal they sold at JFK Student Store 27 years ago. One was never enough, but I was always too broke to buy two. So just, ruminations, memories from Congressman Mike Sinicolas on a happy memory from 27 years ago. Well, I don't know how happy it is if he couldn't buy 2 of the pan de sals with ham and cheese. Did we ever have any of that?
I don't. We had a pretty good student store too, man.
Where's we?
At Dueñas?
Did we?
Yeah, we did. There was a time.
Well, we did.
Wait a minute, Joe. You went to FD?
Oh no, here we go.
he's a member of the Dueñas Mafia. What about it?
Nothing. I didn't. Are you lying?
No. Does he not look like he could be a Dueñas guy? Are you just maybe you're just profiling here?
I am.
Man.
Stand up, real Joe. And
there we go.
The Father Dueñas men are a diverse bunch to be
Ages
sure.
ago.
And there's no requirement that we like each other as Father Dueñas alumni, but it is kind of it's easier to get things started with one of the guys from Father Dueñas, unless they're like anybody's like class of 2000 forward.
True. If you know, you know.
Because they haven't been actually through anything. All right, 6:57 and change. Today, page 8, Guam Daily Post, an invitation for bid. Traffic signal system upgrade. This will be island-wide. Contract time is 240 calendar days. They were going to issue the paperwork here on the 20th of September, pre-bid conference a week later, anticipated bid opening in December, the anticipated letter of intent to award in January, and anticipated notice to proceed in June of next year. So it's not going to happen now. These are, there's a timeline for all this procurement stuff to get done, an invitation for bid. And what they're going to be doing, the project includes upgrading of 8 traffic signal systems, 4 typical box-type cable span wire systems, Route 1 and Route 6, Route 1 and Route 4, Route 4, Route 15, Route 4, Route 10, 1 mast arm signal system from Route 4 and Aspinall Avenue, 1 diagonal type cable span wire system, Route 1 and 5th Street. Project also includes replacement of traffic loops at Route 4, Canton to Tuhan intersection, and Route 1 and Route 14 intersections, and an installation of GPS clocks at various locations. Arguably, so we're never late again. We've got, there's a GPS clock up there. Hey, how about that? But I'm curious about this. The intersection of Route 1 and Route 4. You know where that is, right? Route 1, Route 4?
Yeah, I do. Kapua.
Yeah. All right.
Roundabout.
So can I offer a suggestion? Let's get rid of the roundabout.
No.
Let's get rid of the roundabout.
Wow,
we don't need the roundabout. What does it do?
Hold the statue.
What? People can see the statue. It's okay. You will always be able to see the statue. Hell, we'll plant some more plants in the roadway area where there is now. But what was the point of that? What was the point of that? That roundabout in that area. Why can we not go southbound Marine Corps Drive and get to the intersection of 1 and 4 and just make a left turn? Where do you want to go? Townhouse. Where do you want to go? Courthouse. Where do you want to Stacks? Designers Direct.
Sizzlers.
Furniture by Kathy. Swenson's. I want to go to Swenson's. But I cannot do that because I got to go all the way around the damn loop and then end up pretty much basically where I could have been before. So I'm just saying, Vince, and the guys over at DPW, unless one of you guys is really, really married to this thing, why don't we do something that'll actually save us some gasoline so we don't have to go around this thing every single time we want to turn onto Route 4. It's 7, the radio station's KUSG. Again, 93.3 is The Point.
The bottom drops out on Wall Street. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Hotter than expected inflation tanks the markets again amid fear the Fed will make even more aggressive moves on interest rates.
The Dow finishing down 1,276 points as investors took in that 8.3% inflation number for August, and they are at least factoring in higher chances that the Fed will hike a full point when it meets next week.
Fox Business's Jackie DeAngelis. The S&P tumbling more than 4%, the NASDAQ more than 5%. That year-over-year number for August, a slight improvement, but it came with a monthly increase instead of a decrease, and food and rental prices were 2 of the main reasons. Still, the White House going ahead with a previously scheduled celebration of the Inflation Reduction Act.
We're going to lower prescription drug cost, lower health insurance cost, lower energy costs for millions of families.
President Biden also praising bipartisan work on the infrastructure law and the CHIPS Act.
The future of America is bright, and the promise of America is real. It is real. It is real.
New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik chairs the House Republican caucus.
Number one issue I hear from my constituents is the cost of goods, the inflation, whether it's the grocery store, whether it's utility costs. People are suffering.
She predicts midterm voters will hold Democrats accountable. Primary season wraps up today with voting in New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Delaware. We're just getting word that Ken Starr has died, best known as the prosecutor whose investigation led to the impeachment of former President Bill Clinton in 1998. His family confirming Starr's death in a statement, citing complications from surgery after a long-term illness. And Starr was 76. America is listening to Fox News.
Guam Regional Medical City. We bring the healthcare advances of the world directly to you. We are an acute care hospital that complements your needs with our robust outpatient specialty clinics. From preventative care to critical care, we strive for consistent excellence at GRMC. Our core philosophy is where patients are partners, which means we work as a team to make a healthier version of you. For more information, visit us at grmc.gu or to make an appointment, call 671-633-GRMC.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pica's Best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus to naktak, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tuman location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham is proposing a ban on abortion after 15 weeks nationwide, but not all of his fellow Republicans are on board.
I think most of the members of my conference prefer that this be dealt with at the state level.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the White House, calls the bill extreme. Lawmakers in West Virginia just approving an abortion ban with few exceptions as states continue to debate the issue after the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade. A whistleblower doubles down on his claims about a social media giant, this time before a Senate panel.
Twitter's former chief security officer says the platform is vulnerable to hackers, thieves, and spies.
It doesn't matter who has keys if you don't have any locks on the doors.
Peter Zatko says employees of Twitter have wide access and could potentially take over accounts of government officials.
Twitter leadership is misleading the public, lawmakers, regulators, and even its own board of directors.
Top Senate Judiciary Committee members, Democrat Dick Durbin and Republican Chuck Grassley, are pressing Twitter's CEO to respond to Zatko's testimony. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Meantime, the Twitter deal that Tesla's CEO is fighting in court to get out of clears a hurdle.
Twitter shareholders approving Tesla's chief executive Elon Musk's $44 billion bid to acquire the embattled company and take it private. However, Musk is attempting to back out of the agreement, claiming that Twitter underreported fake accounts, prompting Twitter to sue the billionaire for breach of contract. The case is currently making its way through the Delaware Court of Chancery, with a trial expected to begin in mid-October.
Fox's Hillary Barsky. Another long day of mourning and events for Britain's royal family. Queen Elizabeth's coffin flown from Scotland to London, where she'll be lying in state for 4 days. And Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarty Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Get ready to save up and chow down with Pacific Points. Now you can redeem Pacific Points for Uno Go wallet credits and enjoy huge savings on food delivery. Order from over 80 restaurants and have it delivered straight to your door. Continue earning points when you fuel up at Shell, shop at Foodies, purchase ITNE prepaid load, and pay your monthly ITNE bill. Then get ready to claim your rewards. Learn more at PacificPoints.com. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Half a day at 7:06. I'm Donna De Jesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. The trial of Nicholas Moore continues to be on pause due to the illness of an attorney. Moore's attorney sought a mistrial, but it was denied by Judge Alberto Tolentino. Moore is currently on trial for a drive-by shooting in Agana Heights back in October of 2020 that left a man injured. Tolentino was to make his decision about evidence, including photographs of a gun taken during a raid of Moore's home. The judge did order the parties to stop referencing the government's possession of the pistol and photograph in court. During trial, government witness Eric Salone says he fired the .45 caliber gun during the drive-by shooting. The gun is connected to a separate case where Moore is charged with murder in the death of Michael Castro. The killing is believed to have happened 2 weeks after the Agana Heights shooting. The trial is anticipated to resume tomorrow afternoon. And 28-year-old K.N. Niosi is facing family violence charges after assaulting a woman twice and threatening to kill her and her children. Court documents state that officers met with a woman at the mobile gas station in Jigo where she said she was assaulted by Niosi at her residence, but went to the gas station to make the report. The woman, who was pregnant, told officers that at 8:30 Monday morning, she had asked Niosi to clean the yard, but ended up doing it herself to avoid an argument. Reports state that when she finished, Niosi hit her with a plastic pipe. He also struck one of his children with the same plastic pipe twice and said he would kill them all. This is not the first time a woman has reported Niosi to police. In July, the woman went to the Delito precinct and told officers Niosi slapped her face and head multiple times for no reason. He had also pulled her hair and said he was going to kill her. At the time, she was 4 months pregnant and started to feel pain in her stomach as well as her head and face area. Niosi wasn't located at the time. He was charged with multiple counts of family violence. More news after this.
Becoming a homeowner for the first time could be a little nerve-wracking, but it certainly doesn't have to be, especially if you have Lolita Kamet of Hafaday Realty guiding you every step of the way. So have no fear. She also specializes in land sales, commercial leasing, local residential sales leasing, also military and corporate new relocation. So for all your real estate needs, take the first step in the right direction with Lolita Kamet of Hafaday Realty by calling 671-688-6743. That's 671-688-6743. 743.
Speaker Therese Terlahi has responded to Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's concerns with so-called excess revenues, essentially telling the governor there should be no issue proceeding with the financing provisions of the budget law. Terlahi urged Leon Guerrero that there be no delay in implementing these provisions mandated in Public Law 36-107. The governor says several factors, such as the status of prior year payables and delayed expenses accrued, affect whether revenues exceed projections. Depending on when revenue is received, it may create a false impression of GovGuam being flush with money. Terlahi's response yesterday noted that about $4.9 million in the now enacted budget law utilizes unaudited fiscal 2022 excess collections. She adds that it's that $35 million anticipated excess that should be available for appropriation as mandated in the budget law. The speaker also reminded the governor of various laws enacted in fiscal year 2021 and 2022 that utilized unaudited excess revenues and were implemented by the governor's administration. Terlahi adds that picking and choosing instead of funding all of the appropriations would be inconsistent with how fiscal year 2021 and 2022 unaudited excess revenue appropriations were handled the last 2 years. And now that the primary election results have been certified and the general election ballots approved, the Guam Election Commission will be forming a working group to address some of the hiccups that occurred during the primary. The commission may ditch express or voted on the machines versus the paper ballots. Another issue was the early voting center not being open on Saturdays. GEC has added Saturday hours when early voting begins on October 11. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
So when I was living in Hawaii, going to school, we had at Church Lane, there were two guys in the apartment. It was a one bedroom, one bath. Two guys, and I want to say there were three girls at the time, and none of us drove. So we didn't have a car. None of us had hard to be, 21 years old in Hawaii and have a car to drive around in. I mean, you could go and rent a wreck if you needed to go to a concert or, drive around town or something like that if you absolutely needed to. And so we had attached to that unit a parking space, and we would rent it to other tenants in the condo area so that they could use it because we weren't using it. Phil Flores sent me a story yesterday about a parking spot in San Francisco's South Beach neighborhood. It made national headlines last week when the listing agent touting the space for its proximity to the Oracle Park just a block away. It is available to any buyer, not just residents of the condo building where it is located. How much for a parking spot in San Francisco? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
$90,000.
Oh, wow.
$90,000. How common are these listings, and what do they say about the value of parking in San Francisco more than 2 years into the pandemic? With tourism finally rebounding, downtown offices coming back to life, and Bay Bridge traffic nearly back to 2019 levels, amid passionate debate about moves to discourage car traffic in the city, including efforts to keep Golden Gate Park's JFK Drive and the Great Highway closed. Real estate agents say such listings are by no means unheard of in San Francisco or even in the same building at 88 Townsend Street. A neighboring parking space in the enclosed garage sold for $90,000 in 2019. $82,000 in 2013. The Chronicle reported at the time, calling it the latest example of a housing market gone wild. $90,000 for a parking space
you have to
in San Francisco.
Buy a parking space like a house?
Yes.
Like separately?
Yes.
Yeah, it's land, man.
It's and
will they trade for livestock, Ray?
I think they do. I think they do in San Francisco. Nice. Might be a few other transactions that might be approved by the folks. But and we were talking about this the other day about the great thing about Guam is nobody has ever charged me for parking. Nobody has ever said, "Oh yeah, you want to park there?" Except the airport. Except the airport. That's the only place where they charge you for parking. But I don't need that. I just go and hang out in the cell phone parking lot that they've got there. And as soon as Mayumi's getting off the airplane, she'll buzz Dad, and then I'll go and go pick her up, so I don't have to worry about parking. It's back in the olden days when travel was still kind of unique and special. Yeah, we'll park the car. We're going to go inside. We're going to have welcome back to Guam Lays. Do you remember that? Yeah. We're going to have a guy. Uncle Joe's going to help you with your luggage, carry it to the truck, do all of that kind of stuff. But now it's like, hey, just beat me and I'll come down. I'll be at the cell phone parking lot in I think 7:15 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. Is that where one of these days we could head here on Guam? We can make the decision finally that we are going to start charging for parking in all kinds of places, and who knows, maybe a parking spot near you in your condo building. $90,000. Here it comes, the weather. Scattered showers, and what do we got here? Isolated? No. Thunderstorms. Mostly cloudy with highs near 84 degrees. Southwest winds 9 to 14 miles an hour. I'll get this up on the screen so you can see just how busy the hood is here. Put Guam on the map there. Now you can see where we are, and you can see some of these feeder cells that are working towards that nonsense that's kind of up to the north and west of Guam. Showers and possible thunderstorms in the forecast for tonight. Mostly cloudy, and overnight lows should be about 77 degrees. Southwest wind up to 14 miles an hour. About the same thing for tomorrow. Heat index today is going to feel like 90 degrees. Sunrise this morning was at 10 after 6. Sunset tonight at 6:23. Hashtag tell the others. There it is. News and weather together on The Point. Burger King introduces a new line of Southwest Bacon Whoppers. Our Southwest Bacon Whopper offerings feature an avocado spread, seasoned tortilla strips, crispy bacon, creamy spicy sauce, fresh lettuce, tomato, and onions on a warm toasted sesame seed bun. The Southwest Bacon Whopper available in single, double, or junior sizes. Make it a meal with french fries or onion rings and a refreshing Coca-Cola. BK's new Southwest Bacon Whoppers available for a limited time only. Burger King, Tumon Bay, Hagutnya, Micronesia Mall, and the airport. BK, your way.
Pacific Points is more rewarding with friends. Get 100 bonus points for every friend you refer that signs up and earns points. Both you and your friends will enjoy awesome perks like discounts on Shell fuel, rebates on your IT&E bills, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. Plus, earn more points to upgrade your membership tier and enjoy even more exclusive rewards. Learn more at PacificPoints.com. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Can do. I got you. 717 Ray Gibson Show brought to you by the guys over at American President Lines, global presence with a local home, also being brought to you by the team over at Guam Regional Medical City. They are your health care partners.
Any speaker, anytime. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now. 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
717, we need to get to this fairly quickly because I don't know if everybody in the White House has gotten the word yet. These guys have been on a, kind of a victory lap here over the last couple of days, with the American, the Inflation Reduction Act and all of that other nonsense that is being touted as changing lives in the United States of America. And here's what happened. President Biden and Democrats have ridden a wave of good news all summer. An improving economy. Like I said, there's a couple of news sources that I follow here that are absolutely fawning over all of this. An improving economy, big legislative wins, even unlikely gains by Ukraine. Democrats spent the first half of the year facing seemingly hopeless headwinds. Now they're praying they can keep their positive momentum. And it says inflation's fury, Joe, has cooled. Gas prices are down. Democrats have racked up legislative successes, including last month's passage of a landmark climate, health, and tax package. But this was written before the August Consumer Price Index came out, says will be a new data point for the political weather. And what was that new data point? Inflation has not, as they say, cooled. 8.3% worth of continuing inflation month over month, and that means that there's more money falling out of your pocket to support fewer and fewer goods. That's the whole point of inflation. And what does that mean for the markets today? It was ugly. The Dow tumbled 1,200 points, ended up 1,276 points lower than yesterday, 31,104. 1,276 points, and that's just where it ended. That's just where it ended. Prior to the market closing, they were down as much as 1,300 points in the red. Nasdaq also red, 632 points by percentage. They are the big losers, 11,633. S&P 500 off by 177 points, closing 4.3% lower, 3,932 for the S&P 500. FTSE off by 87. Nikkei up by 72. I got the Hang Seng down by 35. Shanghai Index up by 1, almost 2 points. The VIX is up by almost 3.5, and the DAX has lost 213 points, closing at 13,188. As I like to do here, we'll take a look at the NASDAQ. As I said, the biggest loser by way of percentages. So was there any winners today? Not one. Not one. The top five. NetEase is in the red. Regeneron is in the red. Starbucks is in the red. Activision Blizzard is in the red. And Electronic Arts is in the red as well. When things cost more, people are setting aside the idea that they might buy themselves a fancy new video game or video card. NVIDIA Corporation at the bottom five. Meta Platforms, bottom five. That's Facebook, guys. Advanced Microsystems, NXP Semiconductors, and Netflix down by 7.7 0.9% here. Why is that? Because there's a bunch of crap on Netflix. And in my estimation, way too much woke stuff floating around in some of these streaming services. So, I don't know. Trying to decide which one of them I'm probably going to be running away from here before too much longer. So there we go on that stuff here. What do we? There are a couple of other reports I'll share with you in a second. On the commodities, oil at $87.64. That's minus 14 cents from where we were looking at it yesterday. I got gold at $17.12 and 20 cents. They're off by 28 points. And let me see here on the Bitcoin.
Oh, nice. 20,000 now.
20,000.
Yeah, it was 23 the other day.
Oh, so no, that's not nice.
No,
that means that people that were holding on to Bitcoin numbers have actually gone backwards in the value of this. I think they're going to be dead cats bouncing all over the place. Yeah, I still don't know if that's an appropriate term, but I think I'm going to continue to use it. 144.57 is the exchange rate. If you were going to be going to Japan and this is going to be groovy, it's 144, almost 146, 145 yen to the U.S. dollar. That's more sushi that you can buy. That's another couple hours on the skis up at Niseko if you can get yourself up in that direction and have yourself a really, really good time. Might be a couple of other things that we're looking at in the markets. As I said, Dow is off 1,200 points, worst day since June of 2020 after what they're referring to as a hot inflation report came in, and I think that's going to be disappointing to quite a number of people that, as I said, had been touting advances for the administration over the last little bit. And then there's the idea. I might have it in another stack of paperwork here about how inflation is stressing out consumers. Yeah. Wow, imagine that. Inflation is disrupting consumers' retail relationships. Real Joe, do you have a retail relationship?
I do.
Yeah,
man.
is there somebody that you go to and it's like running into a member of the family and friends? It's a relationship that I've got with
the butcher,
the grocery stores. It's a relationship that I've got with my favorite hardware store, with the key guy over at Home Depot.
The key guy.
Retail and e-commerce analyst Claire Tassin examines retailers' fight ahead as consumers' shopping behavior shift amid elevated prices for all kinds of essentials. 85% of U.S. adults say rising inflation has had an impact on the way they shop, prompting them to look for deals, discounts, using coupons, or here's a great way to save money: shop less. Ouch. Ouch. I don't know. I kind of like that. I like the occasional trip down Amazon lane. This bad news for retailers who are also facing inflationary pressures and must balance competitive discounts with the realities of higher inventory and labor costs. The greatest impact has been to shoppers in households earning between $50,000 and $100,000 annually, who are more likely than those in other income brackets to say they've changed their behavior. 89% say they've changed their behavior. The wealthy are absorbing the squeeze, while low-income shoppers were already pinching pennies. As inflation remains elevated, most consumers will increasingly shift their spending toward essentials and away from discretionary goods, which puts retailers on the back foot going into the Christmas shopping season, already reflected in the latest slate of retail earnings reports. This goes hand in hand with the inflation numbers that are out here this morning that have sent the Dow Jones just absolutely into the toilet, 1,200 points minus. The easiest way, it says here, to spend less is to shop less. But when shopping trips can't be avoided, consumers are looking for deals. They're also shopping at discount stores, dodging shipping fees, consolidating driving trips to save on gasoline, and switching to generic products. Virtually everything in my house, in a kitchen cabinet, everyday essentials.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember when we were?
Oh, you're so frugal,
you remember when we were
Ray?
all Western family, and now I'm everyday essentials over at Payless. From closely examining their final total in digital shopping carts to comparing deals across retailer sites, there's an opportunity to lure in new customers with discounts, given the amount of disruption to shopper routines. That is for the businesses that might be able to have margins big enough that they can offer some kind of discounts to somebody. 7:25 in the morning. Jerry Roberts is in the studio. How you doing there?
The Ray Gibson.
That's right. It is the Ray Gibson, and Jerry Roberts sent me a video this morning of another the Ray Gibson, and this mind blowing time. She is a country music singer.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Raygibson, just like mine. But I'm pretty sure I've had it longer, so I'm going to reach out and I'm going to have Doug Moylan sue her.
Yeah. That's
what
what you got to do.
Then it won't have to work anymore. But I don't know. No, but an incredibly talented.
She's pretty good.
Yeah, an incredibly talented girl.
Yeah, Canadian girl.
Is she Canadian?
Well, as we say, Canada.
Canadian. 7:26 now. Jerry Roberts is in the studio. No doubt you've had a chance to take a look at where the market is this morning on the Dow, at least.
Danger. Danger.
Wow, 1,200 plus points.
Well, it's going up a little bit here and there, but this is a dangerous time for investing anything. I mean, sometimes they say that you don't want to leave your money in the mattress, right?
Right.
The mattress may be the best place right now for your money.
Feels a whole lot safer. Just one of those days where if I get the paperwork from the retirement company with information on the accounts, I might just go ahead and let that lie for a couple of days before I look at it.
Yeah,
it has been depressing.
401ks they have just plummeted. I mean, what you're looking at now, and I mean, you can. I don't know how much of this you can lay at Biden's feet. Certainly, a big old chunk of it. But now. The Democrats are coming out now. The Democrats back in the mainland. Let me say this.
Yes.
Whenever I say Democrats, my wife twitches. Okay, because don't talk about them because they're people.
Salt of the earth.
It's salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Plus, the entire family is Democrats. So, but the idea is that the Biden Democrats are now taking credit because the gasoline prices have gone down. They're saying they now have a record to run on, that they have turned the economy around. They are in control. They have made life better for every American, et cetera, et cetera.
And the Dow reacted to that, and the August Consumer Price Index numbers, which you can say whatever you want to, but when the paperwork actually comes out and says that inflation beat everybody's expectations, not in a good way, then the only reason why I'm referring to it now as Democrat privilege, where everything you touch turns to crap, but you still get to keep your job. That is what I refer to as Democrat privilege.
Yeah. So if you ever hear me mention the word Democrat, it's about them Democrats who live over there.
Not the ones we like here.
Not the ones who live here that we like.
Jerry Roberts,
just so we clarify that.
Has got the extra point here on a Wednesday morning. It's brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. Jerry?
In the 1980s, they began to appear on the walls of companies far and wide. You can still find them today, but not as often as before. Companies posted their mission statements, vision, and values statements, famous quotations, and fancy motivational posters. Were they there to impress customers, remind employees what the company stood for, or was all of that just wishful thinking on the part of the leaders? Well, today we're going to talk about that and why we don't see as much of this now. It's coming next on The Extra Point.
Take your business to new heights with the United Business Credit Card. Earn 30,000 bonus miles after spending $3,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Plus, earn 3 times the miles per $1 spent on United tickets through United until April 30th, 2023, and 2 times the miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to FHB.com United Business for more information and to apply for your United Business Credit Card today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Hafa-day, this is Severina. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apl.com.
Signs, posters, all making positive statements that this was a good organization to work for and to buy from. At the height of this motivated decorating, we saw them all over the place. There was only one problem. They had a highly questionable impact on employees. Did workers live up to what was on the walls? Did workers even regularly read what was up there? About 20 years ago, somebody came out with a survey that asked just those questions. And the results were not what leaders wanted to know. The overwhelming majority of workers could not accurately recite their employer's mission, their vision, or their values. And it was right up there on the wall. In fact, the survey uncovered the fact that most workers didn't even see what was on the wall any longer. Yeah, it was all there, but they no longer could visualize the words. A little bit of blindness involved in that. Leaders scratch their heads in confusion. How could people work in a place where these things are in full view, available if someone would just look up, and after years of coming in every day, not know and not see? Companies hired consultants to dig into the mystery, and the answer they got back rocked them on their heels. Employees revealed that, with all the statements that are on the wall, well, they were fine, but they didn't resonate with them because people had no input into their creation. What said the leaders? Employees think that we should have asked them their opinion? So many of these kinds of statements are put together by marketing departments, maybe senior leaders who scour the internet for what other businesses are using, then come up with something similar. In the last few years, tools using artificial intelligence, AI, have hit the scene, allowing users to craft any kind of statements they want in mere seconds. What is still missing is the employee buy-in. You may have a wonderful set of poster-worthy words that position the organization as the best thing since sliced bread, but you're still telling me how to feel instead of asking me how I do feel. Instead, why not assemble a list of potential options, all acceptable in your eyes, and then let workers tell you which ones they like best and why? Then, what do you have? You have an automatic winner. Whatever they select is going to be good from your standpoint. And workers are more interested because they got a chance to vote on what goes up on the walls. Buy-in is guaranteed because employees made the final choice themselves. One more thing. I'll bet they'll have an easier time reciting those statements if anybody asks. That's the extra point. Be responsible and make something good happen today for 93.3.
You're gonna make me
for 93.3, the Ray Gibson Show.
You gonna try to make me
First
do
Hawaiian Bank. I'm Jerry Roberts, and what am I trying to do?
Are you gonna try to make me do a mission statement, or
Now that would be an interesting idea.
Yeah,
the Ray Gibson mission statement. First of all, the Ray Gibson vision and values. There's three things.
Yeah.
The Ray Gibson mission statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you give me assignments from time to time.
Okay.
Here's yours for tomorrow. Because you're going to be here tomorrow for only a half day,
Gotta hope
right?
so, yeah.
Okay. So if you're only here for a half day, I think it's important that the courts know the kind of person that they're bringing in every once in a while. Okay. So you craft tonight. Okay, you craft the Ray Gibson mission statement.
Okay.
The Ray Gibson vision and the Ray Gibson values. And the word beer cannot be in any of them.
Well,
can he drink beer while he thinks of it?
Yeah, there's going to be beer involved somewhere. I might not actually use that word, but a libation, whatever, I don't know. Mission statement, a vision statement,
if you have to use
values.
Use it.
The Ray Gibson values.
The Ray Gibson mission, vision, and values.
All right. Well, I've got kind of a head start on one of them, but I don't know which one it is.
Right.
Yeah, I've decided, once upon a time, I decided I wanted to be the Hugh Hefner of Guam.
Oh.
Right. Now, which one is
Smoking
that?
jacket.
That would be the mission statement, right?
Yes.
That would be the mission statement to be the Hugh Hefner.
It could be vision.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that sounds like a vision.
Your inner half.
Could be a cloudy vision. But
Yeah, it's a vision.
It could be.
It's 7:34, Ray Gibson Show, until it's not going to be anymore. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to be. I do have a touch of something that is making me crazy here. Whatever it was that you had yesterday with your throat.
Well, you had it before I had it.
I did, but it came back.
And we did not kiss.
It would certainly not.
Let's
certainly
make
not.
sure we
could put that in the vision statement, or whatever the values are. Boys kissing, whatever. It's 2022. But I don't know. I went home yesterday, and I took a nap, and I woke up from the nap,
and there it was.
Yeah, fever, chills.
Well, but you, when you had it, you could talk. You were getting it was nothing.
So I asked Akimoto what was going around, and he said it was non. What was it? He said it non-contagious,
communicable.
Yeah, non-communicable. But if it's going around, then how can it be non-communicable? Whatever it was that Lou had after the debate, he says that he thinks that's what I've got right now.
What was it?
I don't know.
He didn't put a name to it.
TB. He put TB as and the thing is, he's a Duenas guy, so I can't tell when he's joking. Yeah, it's tricky. All right, Jerry Roberts and the Extra Point, again, brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. All right, we'll work on that. And since I am fond of delegating, so all you smart Alex on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, I'd love to see what your suggestions are for my mission statement, my vision statements, and my values statements. And according to Jerry Roberts, we cannot use the word beer.
Oh, you have to do it.
If it's mission critical, we may use the word beer. It's 7:36 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. Jumping into news and headlines with Donna D. It's being brought to you by let me see, Auntie Lolita Camache's over at Hoffaday Realty. You got all kinds of real estate dreams. She will make them come true. And the guys over at Burger King, who am I talking about? What guy over at Burger King? That's Rudy Rodolfo, the original Burger King, and he's inviting you to enjoy all the fantastic food that they've got there, including the BK Southwest Bacon Whopper for just a limited time only. BK chicken fries on Friday, et cetera, et cetera. 7:36 now with news and headlines. I'm Donna D.
Gora experienced a decrease in housing voucher leases for the first and second quarters of 2022. A Section 8 report for January through June shows families ended their participation in the Housing Choice Voucher or HCV program, but the leasing trend for special purpose vouchers largely remained steady throughout those months. The per-unit cost for all programs went up 3.5% during the reported period. Section 8 Administrator Norma Sinicolas says the success rate is a good percentage compared to the last 5 years. And the Payless Community Foundation will soon take grant applications for local nonprofits that help residents in the areas of education, environment, health, and social services. A grant writing workshop to help interested organizations with the foundation's funding process will be held from 9 to 10 on September 28 at the Payless Markets Corporate Office, Building B in Hagåtña. Grant applications will also open that same day. All nonprofits can get applications online at paylessfoundation.com. And Career Tech High Academy Charter School in Agate is seeing a rise in enrollment after new courses have been added. CTEC Board of Trustees Chair Jenny Ann Flores says expanding the types of classes is setting them apart from other schools. The academy now offers drone licensing and driver's ed. Currently, there are 70 students enrolled in CTEC. Career Tech is tuition-free and busing is provided island-wide. Those interested in sending their children to Career Tech can call 727-8324 or visit careertechguam.org. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
Wait, I just wanted to...
Are you ready?
Just going over some numbers again. Lulian Guerrero.
12224.
Yeah, 12,224 votes in the primary election. Therese Terlai got 14,225, and she didn't spend $1 million to get it. And you might be wondering where you're going with that, Ray. Nowhere in particular. Just trying to trigger people over to Adaloop. It's a thing. It's a thing. You know, maybe we can make that part of the mission statement, part of our values statement.
Others.
You know, to make the comfortable feel a little less comfortable in their spots. Here, let me throw out another set of language here that'll make you feel uncomfortable if you're over at Adaloop. 19th floor. It's 7:39 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. More on the way. Stay there.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Subway's Eat Fresh, Refresh chicken choices have so much. How are we going to fit them all in one commercial?
Subway's new Baja Chicken and Bacon is loaded with hand-pulled rotisserie-style chicken, hickory smoked bacon, sprinkled with spicy buttery pepper jack cheese, and drizzled with Subway's Baja Chipotle sauce. Man, this is making me hangry.
And get this, Subway's Chicken Bacon Ranch is stuffed with melted Monterey cheddar cheese, tender all-white meat chicken on your choice of fresh hand-sliced veggies and freshly baked bread. You pick the tagline.
At Subway, you got to refresh to be fresh.
Half a day. This is Clara Manglona from Security Title. A power of attorney can be a useful tool in a real estate transaction, but if abused, it can result in devastating loss. Choosing your representative should be done with the utmost care and should be very specific about the powers being granted. To mitigate loss, the team at Security Title confirms with the owner prior to using a power of attorney to sell the property. Each transaction is unique. Let the professionals at Security Title use our experience to facilitate a secure closing. We are here to help.
I'm just trying to come up with a response when some of the folks over at Adloop say it's not the same. You can't compare Lou's numbers in the election to Speaker Talai's numbers in the election because she was running as a senator and Lou and Josh are running for governor and lieutenant governor. You can't look at it and say, well, actually, you can because you can say there were at least 14,000 votes that were out there that went to Therese. Arguably, those would be some of the same people you would think would be voting for the All-In campaign. I don't know. 7:41 on the Ray Gibson Show. All right, let's take a look at what's happening on your roadways. Is there some? Yes, there's some ugly traffic here this morning. As usual, the north end of town, it is as bad as I've ever seen it. You know, we've been doing this with the traffic maps over the last, 3 or 4 years, and I don't ever remember traffic on Marine Corps Drive southbound from about where the fire station is and the old amusement park. Yes, we used to have an amusement park here from there into Song. I don't know that it's ever been as bad as it is now, but it's ugly. Traffic in and out of Anderson Air Force Base, likewise ugly, 1 and 3. Mostly still on 3 right now. When you finally do get out, you are going to join up with some intersection traffic at 1 and 16. 16, ugly at 8, 10, and 16, the tri-intersection. I'll zoom into that so you can see what's going on. Most of it looks like it's traffic from around Tammy Post Office, her place down to 8, 10, and 16. But you are going to see some traffic meeting up with you from around where Wendy's and Untilon Middle School is. Also, traffic southbound. Once you get past that intersection over by Happy Mart, you are going to run into southbound traffic because, are you ready? Because there's only one good way on to Teeds. Now, they tried. They went out and they fixed because there's a little divot on the side of the road, for people that, kind of clinging to the outside and just want to make that turn in there. They went out and fixed it, but doesn't look like it's actually helping any traffic get on Marine Corps or get onto Teeds in here this morning. It's dogging out traffic, a little bit of car line traffic over at Harvest, getting into the downtown Agutnia area. It looks like there is a little bit of traffic over at the intersection of 1 and 4. What is up with that? Just before you get to the Paseo, I've got traffic in both directions that's running fairly slow. Usually see that in the afternoon. Also, a little bit of traffic up from Affamy into the Sinahanya area. Don't know why that is. 7:43 in the morning. Last thing I look at is what's happening down at Big Navy and Sumai, and that might be where some of the best traffic is here this morning, although I am seeing a little bit traffic over at Polaris Point. It's 7:43 in the Ray Gibson Show. I'll be right back.
Extended by popular demand. Take Care continues its free public health fairs every Saturday in September from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Micronesia Mall. Free health and vision screenings are available to all who attend. Increase your knowledge about your health and be proactive to live a balanced lifestyle. Visit all of the stations and enter for a chance to win a round-trip airfare. Take Care's health fair is free every Saturday in September. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
Check out the newest hydro and garden center to hit Guam, Crop King Hydro. We have a huge selection of plant nutrients, soils, hydroponic mediums, organic pest control pumps, plant support, tools, and so much more. Call 635-4769. 635-GROW. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6 at the Dededo Satina Mall, right across from Payless and Paradise Fitness. For whatever you grow, think Crop King Hydro. Crop King Hydro.
7:44, Ray Gibson Show. Portions brought to you by our friends over at Wendy's. What's at Wendy's? Are you ready? The Pub is back. The Pub sandwich is back over at Wendy's. This is one of those. You ever see those old timey shows where the guy puts the napkin into his shirt? Yes. Yeah, you're gonna want to do this because they're extra generous with the beer cheese sauce that goes in there. The Pub is back on Wendy's Made to Crave menu. Head over for a pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger, quarter pound of juicy beef, applewood smoked bacon on that soft toasted pretzel bun. Hit it with some smoky honey mustard, crispy fried onions, pickles, and warm beer cheese sauce. There is a lot going on, a lot of textures, a lot of flavors. Try it today. Switch it up with the classic chicken filet or upgrade your combo with the bacon pub fries. Reminisce no more. It's back. The pretzel bacon pub is back at Wendy's. 7:45. Yeah. Ray Gibson Show, Wednesday morning. Hi. Do I want to complain about being sick again?
Of course you do.
I mean, it's my party, right? So I can make it a pity party whenever I want to. Jerry Roberts handing me an assignment to come up with some kind of a mission statement. Fortunately, Donna De Jesus knows about every great website there is, and there is a mission statement generator that you can find on the World Wide Web. And she put a couple of things in there, and I now have a mission statement. More on that in a second. But Maria Pangilinan from the Election Commission is on the line here. Good enough for front page of today's Guam Daily Post. The primary election results have been certified, and Mana and all kinds of other people there yesterday to draw for the ballot placement. Good morning, Maria.
Half a day, Ray Gibson.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, thank you. Zahagu.
I don't know. I'm a little under the weather here this morning. I've been fighting, a recurrent kind of fever and chills in the last 3 weeks or so, and I got it yesterday, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to stay all day for the program today. But certainly long enough to get you on the air and talk about some of the things that are going on over at the Election Commission and work that needs to get done. But before we get started, Donna D has a question about when is the last day to register for the general election?
Man, I'm still not in the office, but I believe it's October 24th.
Gotcha. All right. Well, you will use that until we get something different. Now, among the things that took place yesterday over at the Election Commission is the certification of the results from the primary election, and it looks like some of the candidates received more votes in the final tabulation than what was in the preliminary numbers on the Election Commission.
Yes. So on Monday evening, we counted the absentee ballots, excuse me, and the qualified provisional ballots. So those were added on to the unofficial results from election night, and now our certified election results are on the GEC website.
They are there now.
Yes.
Okay, because I wanted to take a look and see. There's a couple of stories that are floating around that we've already quoted this morning, but they don't mention any potential changes in the race between Attorney General Levan Camacho and former Attorney General Doug Moylan. Do you remember off the top of your head whether or not there was any substantial changes in the numbers? Because they were only separated by about 380.
Yeah. So there was no there was no change in terms of place. They were all, it all still, number 16 was number 16.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And as usual, as it turns out, there were some issues there over at the Election Commission and concerns that some employees weren't allowed to go and get their vote on Election Day.
Yeah, so there was discussion at yesterday's meeting about, I think it was centered on private employees not being able to go, not being able to be released to go vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so we had three voters come into our office, but it wasn't about that. It was about another issue, about them being transferred supposedly without their knowledge.
Yeah, well, we got all kinds of different hands in the voter registration deal right now. So it is possible as we get better at working with these systems, there might be some slip one way or the other. And then conversations about how to keep people precinct officials at the actual precincts all day long.
Yes. So we reported that there were at least a couple of precinct officials that absent themselves from the precincts, and then at the election return center that evening we had a handful leave UOG before they turned over the custody of the ballot.
That doesn't sound according to plan.
That's correct. Yes.
What does the Election Commission do about something like that when somebody just goes, yeah, I'm tired, I'm going home now?
Well, in the precinct official training, we stress a few major issues, and the first and most important issue is they do not turn a voter away. Nobody's supposed to get turned away.
Okay.
And the second major issue that is explained is you're given the custody of the ballots, and until such time that you return the ballots to the GEC, you cannot absent yourself from the election. And if you do, you will not get paid.
Oh, you forfeit the salary for the day.
That's correct.
So it's not pro rata. It's just that you didn't make it all the way to the end, so you get zero. You get no. I want to say it like Willy Wonka. You get nothing.
And that's what the stipend is all about.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. So we'll make that clear to precinct officials as we move forward with the general election, some 55 days away from where we are now.
Yes, and you know, there was quite a discussion on precinct officials, and one of them was the pay, and you know, these recruitment efforts. So, Ray Gibson, I'd like to let you know that they approved yesterday a proposal that a class be taught, an academic credit-bearing class be taught at the university called Elections Administration, and that we will go, you know, and the goal is to recruit precinct officials. So I preliminarily talked to the powers that be at UOG and at GCC, the School of Business faculty in the Public Administration department, and we will get it through the academic approval process now. Mm-hmm. But I will teach a class at the university for 3 Fridays on elections administration, and we hope to get those young, old students alike, if they're interested.
New students. I think what you'd be looking for is new students. We don't want to put too much on the young. There's an opportunity you can make some decent money for that day and get yourself some credit. Keep me posted on that, would you? 7:52. If you don't mind, Maria, there's a Greg on the line. Had some comments about the Election Commission. Greg, you're actually on with the director, Maria Pangilinan.
Hey, morning, Ray. It's nice to hear your voice again, and good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Thank you.
Yeah, my main question I would like to ask Ms. If I'm not mistaken, Pangilinan, correct?
Yep.
Is what are your procedures and protocol if there's an infraction at the poll? And what I mean by infractions, if there's a situation on possibility illegality issues pertaining to the rules, regulations, and standards during the election. Who, what, and where, and how does it fall in place in proper procedures of protocol?
Be a little bit more direct on this, Greg, if you don't mind. A little bit more specific. Are you talking about people that might be campaigning, politicking too close to the building?
No, it's mainly, Ray, within the vicinity where people go in and do their voting, and there's an infraction that was recognized, but because some of the poll officials, you know, I'm just stating, you have the Republican and the Democrat, and it could be a situation where one might not like the other party, and the other party might not like the other party. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one party realizes that there's a legality issue. Who do they turn to, and what procedures is in place for situations that are beyond their control?
What do you think, Maria?
So there is an administrative complaint process. There is actually a form that can be filled out at the precinct. The Guam Election Commission office is also open throughout Election Day from 5:30 until 8:30. And so that administrative complaint form, when filled out, or could be filled out at our office or right at the precinct, those will be processed in appropriate time.
Thank you for that. And my last question, ma'am, would be, at every poll site, is there a, how should I identify that singular person? Is there a appointed from your department to be in control and be responsible for the whole activity within that one poll facility? on events like that? Is there somebody there that the individuals, whether it be a Republican or Democrat, that would have to report to due to the infractions that came about and that a complaint or a filing might be done?
Yeah.
Is there one at every poll? My question would be, at every poll, is there one administrator that is assigned by the Guam Election Commission to be in control of the policies and procedures along with the regulations on site?
No, not one person, but we have several folks that are with the Guam, that are hired under the Guam Election Commission. The precinct official is responsible for the conduct of the precinct official leader is responsible for the conduct of elections at the precinct. The poll maintenance workers, we hire at least one person, a poll maintenance worker, to make sure that the facility is in order. These poll maintenance workers come from the schools. So they make sure the doors are open. They make sure if somebody slips, or if there's something on the floor, they make sure that the floor is cleaned up. We also have the GPD officer on site at the polling site. So we do have a GPD officer there. That GPD officer has direct contact with us at the office. Our officials and our poll maintenance workers have direct telephone contact with us. 8 telephone operators are situated at our office, ready to handle those complaints or situations. Our precinct officials are trained. That is something that they cannot handle, happens at the precinct. They call 477-9791.
So we just escalate the issue to somebody else at the headquarters and trying to deal with it. Then I guess what Greg's looking for is like somebody in a vest, and international orange vest, the kuya in charge, if you will, of that precinct. But pretty much any adult, anybody in uniform, and any representative of the election commission should be able to respond to your queries, Greg.
Okay, Ray, thank you. My whole reason to this call, Ray, is that if I do decide in the future to become a poll official, I would like to know my boundaries, and if so, if the voters cross the boundaries of the policies and regs, I'm able to know what I can do to bring forth if there's any illegal activity going on. And I'll give you an example.
Well, I don't have I'm just about out of time here, but I want to say that you are already a step ahead in my mind, because you're already foreseeing an opportunity to get the education, get the training that you need to become a poll watcher. I think you ought to do it. I think it would be interesting to see what just plain regular old folks and that kind of volunteerism look like around election time.
Okay. Thank you, Ray,
no
for
problem.
that encouragement, and you have a blessed day. And hey, it's nice to hear your voice again, my brother.
I've been here 3 years every morning, 6 until 10, just about every day.
Hard to find, brother. You're hard to find.
I'm hard to understand, but definitely now that you found me, every day appointment, call in. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Esther, brother. You take care, brother, and God bless.
I'll go look. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Maria Pangolin, I do appreciate your time as well.
Jesus Masi, Ray Gibson.
Have a great day at work, would you? Closing on 8 o'clock in the morning, seconds away from Fox News Live, and the lady at Fox News is going to breathlessly say something about the markets all taking a dump. The biggest loser by percentage was the NASDAQ, but biggest one by numbers, sheer numbers, was the Dow Jones Industrial Average, lose 1,200 plus points here on that. We'll get some details for you right about now on The Point.
The market's seeing deep red. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The markets with their worst day since June 2020 after a hotter than expected report on inflation, though the drop didn't quite knock out the market's gains over the past 4 days.
The Dow finishing down 1,276 points as investors took in that 8.3% inflation number for August, and they are anticipating, or at least factoring in, higher chances that the Fed will hike a full point when it meets next week. Now, the CPI number ticked down year over year from 8.5%, but over 8% is still high by anyone's standards and higher than expectations for this particular report.
Jackie DeAngelis with Fox Business. Despite the grim inflation numbers, the White House went ahead with a previously scheduled celebration of the Inflation Reduction Act.
I said it then, and I'll keep saying it. With this law, the American people won, and special interest laws.
President saying the bill will lower prescription drug and health insurance costs for millions of Americans. The prosecutor who led the investigation leading to the impeachment of former President Clinton has died.
Ken Starr has died at the age of 76, a former federal judge and U.S. Solicitor General. Starr is best remembered as the independent counsel whose findings led to the impeachment of President Bill Clinton in 1998. He later went on to top positions at Baylor University and Pepperdine's Law School. He also served as a Fox News contributor. Starr's family says he died in a Houston hospital of complications from surgery. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
West Virginia's legislature has passed a sweeping abortion ban where rape and incest victims would be able to obtain abortions at up to 8 weeks of pregnancy, but only if they report to law enforcement first. America is listening to Fox News.
It's not an accident to live a healthy, long life. It's a choice. The food you eat, the water you drink, the air you breathe. A deep, restful sleep along with exercise will put you on a good path to live a healthier, longer life. At NutriWay Systems, we choose to help people find the right solutions to live a longer, healthier life. Make the right choice. NutriWay Systems. Come by our office today. We are located on the second floor of the Daily Plaza in Dededo, or give us a call at 671-864-7867.
Gas is expensive, so let the bank come to you. Through our remote deposit capture, you can deposit your checks into your account from your phone. And with our Dynamite Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you can use your money anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect combo.
Now we're banking on the future. Services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Crank it up.
A judge has found Oberlin College must pay the owners of a bakery in a defamation case after accusations of racism.
A court, then an appellate court, determined that the family-owned business in a college town was defamed when the university and high-level faculty supported students protesting and boycotting them. So the college now needs to pay Gibson's more than $31 million plus legal fees and interest. The Gibson family says they want to repair the relationship with the town, start hiring people again, and restock bare shelves, but damage has been done.
It was extremely hurtful to have that go through the community and be caught and labeled that.
A spokesman for Oberlin said they're disappointed with the decisions made by the court, but they respect the integrity of the legal system, and academics will not be impacted by the hefty judgment. In Midwest Newsroom, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
The NBA has suspended Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury owner Robert Sarver for 1 year and has fined him $10 million after an investigation found he engaged in what the league called workplace misconduct and organizational deficiencies. Twitter shareholders have given a thumbs up for the company to be acquired by Elon Musk.
Twitter shareholders approving Tesla's chief executive Elon Musk's $44 billion bid to acquire the embattled company and take it private. However, Musk is attempting to back out of the agreement, claiming that Twitter underreported fake accounts, prompting Twitter to sue the billionaire for breach of contract. The case is currently making its way through the Delaware Court of Chancery, with a trial expected to begin in mid-October. The shareholders' vote comes as a Twitter whistleblower testifies before Congress over widespread security failures at the social media company.
Fox's Hillary Barsky. The man who killed John Lennon has been denied parole again. Mark David Chapman appeared before a parole board last month. The decision to keep him behind bars was announced yesterday. He's due before a parole board again in 2024. Chapman was convicted of shooting Lennon to death outside his New York City apartment building in 1980. I'm Lee Silasera. This is Fox News.
Wow, nice smile. So perfect and all.
Thanks. I owe it all to Dr. Robert Yang and his smile team. They do wonders for a healthy, happy mouth.
Got teeth? Don't wait until they hurt. Schedule your routine checkup and cleaning with Dr. Yang and his smile team. Suite 119 in the East West Business Center, Upper Tumon. Call 647-8702 or 3.
The best thing that happened to teeth since toothpaste.
Dr. Yang and his smile team.
They make smiles happen.
Viva!
The Guam Chamber of Commerce celebrates its 98th anniversary at the Hyatt Regency Guam, September 24th, 2022. This year's theme, Purple Rain. Its membership comprises many corporations, large and small entrepreneurs, women-owned and veteran-owned businesses, and nonprofit organizations. Their contributions make Guam an excellent place to live, work, and play. The Guam Chamber also salutes many of its members for celebrating milestone anniversaries, aged 25 to 75 years. Let's congratulate the Guam Chamber of Commerce and its members on celebrating its 98th anniversary. Be back!
Tell me about it, stud.
Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Festival is back on Saturday, October 22nd. We rockin' and rollin' at the Dusatani Guam Resort from 2 to 10 p.m. Bring your friends and come dressed in your best grease costume to win up to $500 in cash and prizes. So bust out those leather jackets and 50-style outfits as we party the night away at Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Fest. Don't be a square. Get your tickets now at craftbeerfestguam.com or cruise on by any 76 Circle K location. Now that's cool, baby.
Your local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, easy, and secure. Visit nambo.com for more information.
Off today, it's 8:06. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. The AG's office is working to schedule an autopsy for the decomposing body found in Dedido. On Saturday morning, the body was found along a dirt road in the jungle area near Kayanchando behind the old flea market in Dedido. GPD spokesperson Officer Berlin Savella says the investigation remains open and was forwarded to CIS while investigators wait for findings from an autopsy to be done by an off-island medical examiner. Savella says an initial assessment found foul play was not evident nor ruled out. Dedido Mayor Melissa Savares says she was alarmed to hear the body was found and has asked residents if they knew who the person was. She says no one she asked had any idea, and those who live in the area say no one in their household is missing. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio says he was not sure when the autopsy would be done and added the amount of time it takes depends on the nature of the case. For a homicide, the wait is 1 to 2 weeks for a forensic pathologist from Hawaii. For natural causes or suicide, a forensic pathologist from Saipan comes in every other week. GPD is encouraging anyone in the community with more information to call 475-8615 and request to speak to a detective. Meanwhile, GPD officer Justin A.L. Kenga will go to trial in April on charges connected to a deadly shooting at the Dedido Shell Station earlier this year. Kenga pleaded not guilty to the charges and said, with assistance from his attorney Curtis Vandeveld, he is still waiting to receive discovery from the prosecution. Superior Court Judge Vern Perez scheduled a hearing in November to update the status of the case. Kenga was indicted in July after the AG's office independent investigative team performed an investigation that took more than 4 months. In March, IOP Rudolph was accused of targeting the gas station in Dedido with a slingshot and was shot multiple times by Kenga. GPD placed Kenga on leave, forcing him to surrender his gun and badge while the police department conducts an internal investigation. Police Chief Stephen Ignacio says Kenga's administrative leave has ended but is now on personal leave. He adds that the internal investigation is continuing. Kenga was indicted in July on charges of manslaughter and negligent homicide. More news after this.
Go green, go hybrid. Go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
At least 16 new victims who claim clergy sexual abuse are hoping a federal court judge hears their pleas and allows their cases to move forward. The requests by the victims asked to be included went before District Court Chief Judge Francis Tydenko Gatewood yesterday. This comes 2 weeks before a hearing on the Archdiocese bankruptcy exit plan, a key part of which is paying out hundreds of abuse claimants. Attorney Delia Lujan Wolf, whose law firm represents more than 150 Guam clergy sex abuse claimants, objected to the motion to consider the late filed claims as timely filed. At the hearing, attorney Michael Berman said he understands Wolf's position, considering that her clients may receive a little less from the settlement if 14 others get a full share. Tydenko Gatewood had set the filing deadline for August 2019. The judge said the reasons cited by the two plaintiffs for filing claims past the bar date were far more reasonable for the court, even as the judge held off ruling on 14 other late-filed claims. Nearly 300 claims made it to court. A decision will be issued in the coming days. And now that the primary election results have been certified and the general election ballots approved, the Guam Election Commission will be forming a working group to address some of the hiccups that occurred during the primary. Vice Chairman Jerry Crisostomo says the Motor Voter Program, which allows residents to update their voter registration when they apply for a driver's license, was a disaster. Multiple voters reported that they were registered to vote in Barrigada because their mailing address was at the Barrigada post office. Other voters say they were turned away, but Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says precinct officials were trained not to turn voters away. Another issue the GEC is struggling to resolve is recruitment of precinct officials. One idea was to combine some of the smaller precincts, reducing the number of precinct officials needed. GEC says part of the challenge is making the precinct official position alluring. It was suggested that precinct officials' pay be raised. A precinct official can only be paid when the individual completes the entire workday. If a precinct official leaves and did not finish counting, even after working for 8 hours, they will not get paid because it is considered an abandonment of their position. Early voting begins on October 11 and will continue through November 3. Voter registration ends October 24. And those are your top stories. Now back to Ray with weather.
Man, let me get around to doing the weather. I wanted to do some celebrity birthdays before we split.
Yeah.
Celebrity birthday time. All right. This one here, I'm dedicating this one to Doug Moylan. It is Walter Koenig's birthday.
Who's that?
Not familiar.
No.
Star Trek dude.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
There we go.
Do you have any idea which one it might be?
I don't, man.
Walter
Is he
Koenig
number 2?
played Pavel Chekhov.
Ah.
The Russian guy.
Chekhov.
Yeah, he played Chekhov in Star Trek in the original series. He's 86 years old. One of my favorite actors has a birthday today. His name is Sam Neill. And people say, oh, I remember he was great in Jurassic Park with the thing, breathing heavy because he saw the big dinosaurs and all of this other stuff.
Is
and
that guy?
Had to save Sam. No, he played the hero, the cowboy guy, the cowboy archaeologist in Jurassic Park. Right? So the guy's he's 75 years old. Now, some people will say, oh, he was really great in that movie. Okay, I'll tell you what. Also great in Hunt for Red October. He played the chief of the boat next to Sean Connery in that. And I'm going to throw out. I'm going to say it's little known because you can only watch it like on Netflix or Hulu or something like that. Go and watch a television show called Peaky Blinders. So it's a bunch of guys wearing hats just like yours, except they sew razor blades into the front. Yeah, and that's why they're called blinders, because they'll actually use that to blind their enemies. They'll use the razor blades. Yeah. So he plays a federal agent in Peaky Blinders, and is decidedly a bad character. And I won't tell you too much about it, but he does an outstanding job. Plays this Irish cop in Peaky Blinders. But what's interesting is he's actually from New Zealand. So he does a really, really good job with it. So if you get a chance, Sam Neill, 75 years old, Hunt for Red October, we'll watch that again. And then, of course, the Jurassic Parks and the Peaky Blinders. Melissa Leo, Oscar for Fighter Homicide, Life in the Street, 62. Wendy Thomas is, now, you remember the Wendy's commercial I was talking about, the pub?
I do.
Wendy is 61 years old today.
Oh, that's the daughter of...
Wendy from Wendy's is 61 years old today.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. And thanks for cooking me up some chow from time to time. Producer, director, and actor Tyler Perry is 53 years old.
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, it's the same movie. They're all the same show every single time they do that. Let me see. Now that's it for all the names. It is Eat a Hoagie Day. Isn't that the hoagie just another name for a Subway sandwich?
Yeah, I guess so.
Kind of,
it's a roll, right?
I don't know. It's I'm from here.
French dip.
We didn't have Subways or anything like that around here until like 1985. It's Gobstopper Day. Is an everlasting Gobstopper from Willy Wonka, the good one.
Teeth, yeah.
And it's this is interesting. Parents' Day Off.
There's never a day off for parents,
I was going to say,
man.
no. Thanks very much for the encouragement. Wow. But no, that doesn't actually happen in real life. There is no such thing as a parent's day off. Did you ever, real Joe, try to build like a fort in the living room that was ruckus proof so that you could catch a nap?
Yes. Yes.
That's borderline child abuse, isn't it? That's borderline negligence. I'm not going to say anything because I used to do the same thing with Mayumi. But she's a smart little girl, and she'd figure out how to get around all these obstacles that I'd set up for her. And then I'd hear these, Dad, I need help. Dad, I need help. Oh, great. What's this going to be this time? All right, scattered showers and thunderstorms are in today's forecast. Let me see if I can get a refresh on the weather screen here, just because I want to see if those clouds are moving off or if we're doomed to have more clouds coming in through the day. Mostly cloudy tonight with highs near 84 degrees. And the southwest winds 9 to 14 miles an hour. Showers and thunderstorms as well. And mostly cloudy skies over the next couple of days. Highs near 83 degrees with a heat index that'll feel like 85. Is that right? No. 90 degrees is what it will feel like. Sunrise this morning was early at 6:10. Sunset tonight is going to be at 6:23. You can see where Guam is in this thing. And we had a whole body of weather kind of move through the area in the last couple of hours or so. But because there is a circulatory pattern, there's going to be another one coming in from this system that we've got to the northwest of us right now. 8:16. There it is. News and weather together on The Point.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
Thank you, buddy. Portions of the program brought to you by the guys over at American President Lines, a global presence with a local home, and the guys over at NissanGuam.com, the World Wide Web, asking you the question, are you better off today than you were? Wait. No, sorry, that's me. They want to ask the question, have you looked at Nissan lately? Well, would you do me a favor? Get in whatever it is that you're driving right now and head over to Nissan in Upper Tumon. Take a look at the Sentra, take a look at the Rogue, the Kicks, the Frontier, figure out which one it is that you want to take. You can test drive all of them if you want to, but I'd kind of go specifically with a Target thing in mind. There's something special and magical, as a matter of fact, about the Kicks. The Frontier, one of my favorite trucks out there in the world, redesigned from the ground up, best in-class horsepower. There's 310 horses under the hood, and you're looking at it going, where are those 310 horses, right? I mean, it doesn't look like it's big enough to have that kind of power, but it is, and it does. So check it out and see if you can get yourself one of those deals they've got there. APR as low as 2.99% or up to $1,000 in free gasoline. NissanGuam.com.
The Ray Gibson Show, bringing you closer to the action. This is The Point, Guam's FM News Talk Superstation.
All right, kids. A programming note. There's a very good chance I'm going to split at 8 o'clock tomorrow because jury duty. There's also a pretty good chance I'm going to split at 9 o'clock this morning. I came down with something yesterday and can't seem to shake it here this morning. I could soldier my way through the program, but it wouldn't be fun for either of us. So I think it might be best to just cut my losses at about 9 o'clock and jam. If that's okay with you, Real Joe. I mean, what do you think?
With me, man.
Donna, do you care at all whether, because you're going to be gone already. You will have already awayed with yourself.
What did you say?
I said,
it's for a better future.
Are we related? Is it possible we're related? I mean, that's the same noise. I will do this at family gatherings. I'll sit there at the table and I'll be waxing eloquent about this, that, or the other. And Mana or Shelly or RD or Dave or anybody else, they kind of look at me and say, "What are you going on about?" I'm sorry, I thought it was on the air. Never mind, it's okay, it's all right. No, I'm gonna bag it at 9 o'clock this morning. So hashtag tell the others. So while I'm driving home, I don't get messages from people going, "Are you okay?" The answer is going to be not great, but I figure maybe if I can get a couple extra hours rest here today and pop a few more of these Tylenols
and Salabat.
What?
I don't know what it's called, but
What is
that's
that?
how you spell it.
You put that in the sinigang, right?
No.
What? Oh, the
Yeah,
Tylenol and sinigang. I think that would
Well,
is
actually, yeah,
going
you
to
know, why
save my
not?
life.
Why not?
Jerome McDonald says, sounds like what I got. Unusual flu. My doctor told me to get 2 gel Tylenols every 8 hours. It took me 7 days to get this flu out of my system. There's no vaccine, but Tylenol, use that to lower your fever and ease the body aches. I took Tylenol for 6 days. It really does help. Okay, here's the little known fact about Ray Gibson. I hate pills.
Yeah, you do.
I prefer. I'll take a shot.
He prefers to snort a powder.
Can you do that? Can you take a Tylenol?
You can, man. It'll hit you faster.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why waste time?
That sounds like something me and my buddies used to experiment with back in the 1980s for no really good reasons other than to test out that theory. At any rate, I don't like taking pills, and he says, yeah, lots of people aren't nuts about taking pills. Try it for the next 3 days and see what happens. Okay, I'll give it a shot, but like I said, it is not my preferred go-to. My preferred go-to. Do I want to give some of the
Your
the concepts?
home remedies?
Well, not my home remedies, but there are some home remedies in here this morning. I want to say Tattoo Shauna had checked in earlier. Sarita says, keeping my supply of homemade ginger, lemon, turmeric, and wild honey drink concoction all week long.
That'll cure everything. I think.
Tattoo Shauna, though. Tattoo Shauna gets my vote. Hers is ginger, whiskey, and honey.
Oh, you had me at whiskey.
Whiskey will do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Jerome says hot flashes. What? I don't know. Amanda James online, Tony Uggan, Tracy Perez Limtiaco checking us out here this morning. I got, what's that, Sarita, Richard Leon, M.T. Farron, Heather Perez, Rudy Rodolfo, Bertha, Maza Cruz, Christine Oliver. That's Christine with a Y, not that one, the other one. John Santos and Danny Rosal, M.T. Farron. Onad Ven Mendy Bagyao is checking out the program. So are my running pals Bob and Connie Bartonico, Bill Petit, and let me see. Tony Uggan saying the Gibson Show. Excuse the mess. That's never been more true than today. Leo Dehesa and John Onadera. Good to have you online here. Randy Landis talking about Mission Impossible. Zayt Tatmenglu and Wen Rowe. I see Mike Grace Bloss and Sandra Rages. Biba, Elena Garcia, Marvin Francisco, Jenny Ninetti Aurelio Pereda is watching this morning. So is Nadine Gui Palomo, Albert Benito, and James Bondo. I got Ken Augustin, James Howard, Rosie Matanani checking us out here on this side. Greg Fausto, Oliver Malakas. I got Hank Borja, John Duenas, Big Man Rico Blancaflor. So many people. Ike Seki tuned in this morning. So did Eric Raker and Dave Guerrero. Aureliano Pereiras Jr. Hey, nice to see you online here this morning. I think this is the guy that we thought, the Asian with the mullet from earlier in the program.
Oh, yeah.
Might be him. Joe Jerry is there. I got Julie Agassi, John Ray Titano, Joe Et Cruz, and Rose Piccini online here this morning. I want to say thanks very much, everybody, for tuning in, or whatever it is that you're up to. A bunch of other people on the YouTube side, including Booney Dog, Chamorro, Ken Williams, Demon. Ray brought up the show Canon. Everyone can watch the series on YouTube. Oh, also The Fugitive and 12 O'Clock High, all classic QM productions. What's that? Booney Dog says, prior to that was The Angels back in the early 90s when Dave Winfield led his 3,000 career high. Sports reference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you might as well be talking to me in Japanese, bro. Let the real Joe do the last hour, says Demon. Aha! Come on, real Joe. It ain't that hard. If I can do it, you can do it.
I don't have
Come
an
on.
hour in me, Ray.
What's that?
I'm always done in like 2 minutes.
It's you've got to pace yourself. You know, the timing is everything. Ray Gibson Show at 8:24. And speaking of timing, Dr. Ron McNinch on the line. And let me just say here, I'm hearing way too much from Peter Santos here. Can I just say? There's Peter Santos in a newspaper this morning, and he didn't even try for the added for what do you call it? He didn't even try for the we call it earned media in the radio game. He was in the newspaper because he's got a case that it looks like they tossed out over in the courthouse. Man acquitted of all assault charges. Gino Titautau Muralik was found not guilty of charges related to stabbing a man with a machete, assaulting his mother and stepfather, grandfather and violating a court order. And who's the guy? It's Assistant Attorney General Renata San Nicolas asked the jury in her closing arguments to consider all of the evidence. You're going to get a jury instruction involving credibility of the testimony of the witnesses of this case. St. Nicholas said, reading a portion of the instruction, as a juror, you must consider all the evidence. In doing this, you must decide what testimony to believe and what testimony not to believe. Muralek, his lawyer, Peter Santos.
Oh, yeah.
Said the victim's story in the stabbing doesn't make any sense before explaining what the jury should consider when believing a witness. Consider each witness intelligent, motive, state of mind, and demeanor while on the stand. Consider the witness's ability to observe the matters to which he has testified and whether he impresses you as having accurate recollection of the matters. He said so in his closing arguments that completed Monday morning. The jurors deliberated for 3 hours.
They just wanted to get the rock out of there.
Yeah, maybe there might have been some of that. Yeah, quit. Yeah, quit. Yeah, we're just gonna. You know what? We got stuff to do. I got to go shopping later on. There's 20 other things I got to take care of. I don't want to be here sitting on this case. And then you get the other part here. Little known jury duty fact: all these people that sat on the jury, now that they've acquitted these guys, they'll never be called again.
Oh wow!
So you got that going for you.
Is that true? Like never, as in never?
Once you've sat on a case, yeah.
What if you're as an alternate?
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. I just
damaged goods
I just
already.
know with my jury duty that I got to do on Thursdays. I could be on the list, but it'll take years for them to get there. And when I turn 65, then I'll be taken off the list permanently. Unless I suppose I volunteer. Anyway, 8:27 in the morning. Is that Dr. Ron McNinch
And
on the line?
he's usually right.
Dr. Ron, well, I don't know. If you talk to
That's
Pete,
my opinion.
You talk to Pete Santos, he's got some credibility
You
issues
said
here.
Pete Santos 6 times already, Ray.
Did I?
Yeah, man. He's going to show up.
After 9, bro. Show up after 9. You can hang out with Real Joe. Peter Santos can do the last hour of the show. What do you say?
He could.
I don't know about that. So he's warpath. He's already warpathed on McNinch. You remember that the other day? Dr. Ron McNinch, do you remember when Peter Santos was warpathing on you the other day?
Who are you talking about? Hello?
Who am I talking about? Okay, so and then Pete Scrow sent him some paperwork. Pete Scrow had sent him some stuff, some questions that, Pete's a naturally curious guy and wanted to know a thing or two about him and how it is that we're supposed to believe what he's got to say, because all that we know of he's come out and said that he was approached by both gubernatorial teams saying leaving alone. We do not want Doug Moylan to be the next Attorney General of Guam, and I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that we're going to vote on a Attorney General in November, and that position is an important position. It's not a trivial election.
No.
And serious people should run for the position. If a person's not organized enough to file the paperwork, if they're not organized enough to turn in all of the right things to run for the position, if they're not popular enough to get past the primary election, to get themselves named on the general election ballot, I think that's what the AG's race is about. And we have two people who have been named to the general election ballot, and they're viable, competitive candidates.
So, now, I don't know. We still got to get through the paperwork over at the Election Commission. You've already put your complaint in and your memorandum in, suggesting that this is kind of a flawed way to run a general election with a write-in candidate in a place where all we need are the two candidates that survived the primary election.
Right, but it also shows, in a way, sometimes the overall permissiveness or weakness that we have in many of our systems here. I think that I saw the Election Commission yesterday.
Go ahead. You saw the Election Commission yesterday? Oh no! And I didn't even ask him about the FSM court yet. we were gonna spend a whole lot of time. We were gonna get out of this and then get into that conversation about an FSM court and maybe I don't know, getting some of these guys out. You can call back if you want to. I was looking for the paperwork that I got from him. Let's see if I got it in a thing here. I don't know. It has gone kind of circular in a couple of the email and WhatsApp groups that I'm a part of, and I'm trying to decide whether I was going to read it from one place or the other. Is that Ron? That's him back.
That's Dr.
Okay, so you went to the Election Commission yesterday.
Yeah, and they were talking about political action commission or committees and what happens when people don't file their paperwork and things like that. To be blunt, I would rather a stricter enforcement of people who operate these political action committees than I guess seems to be the case at the Election Commission. And it could just be that these are uncommon things for the Election Commission to deal with, and so they really don't know what to do sometimes because it's uncommon. And don't get me wrong, I think all the people on the Election Commission are great people, but when they have novel things to deal with, they need to give them some attention. And I think that the question that I raised is something they should have given attention to. I may have been out of the time sequence for them to have addressed it yesterday, but the points that I did raise.
Well, I think it should be addressed certainly before the actual election.
Yeah, and I would have preferred before. I guess there's a claim that they confirmed some kind of ballot format. I think that the next time they meet, they'll discuss it. I encourage everyone just to read the law itself, not what somebody says about the law, and read the report that the committee produced at the legislature related to Public Law 28-128. It's very clear they wanted to make a special election process for the Attorney General and Public Auditor, and not simply just have it as just another election. They wanted to ensure a majority of voters voted on these candidates, and they also wanted to make sure that there's a deliberate process, and they chose deliberately to not use a runoff election for the Attorney General. So that's why they made strict standards at the primary election, and anyone can read that, and they can disagree with me if they want. That's no issue. But I'm not a big believer in ad hominem politics. I don't believe in if a person has an idea that you don't like, you suddenly go to the person. That's very lowbrow and not very healthy for our community.
Oh my God! It's, all the Democrats have been doing lately. If you kept track of what's going on in social media, it's all ad hominem. And in today's Guam Daily Post, page 19, won't spend a lot of time on this. The benefits of establishing an FSM court here on Guam. If I had it my way, you right, we would create an FSM court to handle these cases. We have a drug court, DUI court, veterans court. Why not try an FSM elders court? Using existing off-the-shelf volunteer and nonprofit methods, Guam could partner with the FSM government to create a social work-based approach to many of the problems referred to the criminal justice system. I think it's an interesting, if not novel, approach. But I personally think that if you've got to run in with the criminal justice system while you were supposed to be a guest in this community, you get one strike and that's it. Deport.
Well, you know how I feel about that, certainly, too. I think that I would rather us deport some of these folks so that they can live peacefully in their home island.
Anywhere but here.
Then go to prison school and criminal school in our local prison where they become very, very bad people. And they're in jail often for fairly minor things, and they come out atrocious.
Oh, because and come back. time after time after time. And we start to see some of the same names in the reports. You were talking about the broken window theory and your students going out and taking a look at all the graffiti on Guam and recognizing that it probably was done by the same 10 or 15 people. And we're seeing the same thing in these communities where most of the crimes are being conducted by the same bunch of dudes. Cops know who they are. Judges know who they are, but we seem to be powerless to keep them in jail.
Yeah, I think sending them back home is an option. Let their own communities on their other islands deal with them while they're even awaiting our process here, because my general concern is it's far more humane for them to be in their home islands than to be in our prison system, because our prison system is not only working, it's not working, it's doing the exact opposite. It's creating basically big headaches. It's a institution of higher learning for crime, and it's terrible.
No, I don't want to say that's somebody else's problem, but clearly has been something that every administration in my time in talk radio has found a way to ignore. We recognize that it's old. We recognize that it's overcrowded. We recognize that I don't think we're doing right by the inmates, and certainly as these guys are enjoying kind of a revolving door, we certainly aren't doing right by the victims. Something has got to be done, and I don't know when it's going to happen. 8:36 in the morning. Look, I got to let you run. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much. Governor Calvo did implement the policy to deport.
Yes, and they haven't deported one soul here since the beginning of this administration.
I'm going to have to try to sell the idea again, maybe. Thank you so much, Ray.
They've got, it's the easiest response to some of the recidivist crime that we've got going on here, and it's something that they seem to be absolutely clueless about. 8:30, and when I say they, you know who I'm talking about. It's 8:36 on the Ray Gibson Show. Dr. Ron McNitz, you have a fantastic rest of the day. Did I already say Peter Saltis' name enough?
No.
I can't help it, man. I can't help it. This is one of those things where, okay, so he was approached by the gubernatorial camps, and actually, as it turns out, it looks like it might even be a lot more. It's a long sentence or two that I got to read to you between now and when I leave at 9. So be ready for that. But so he says he sent a note to Doug Moylan. Doug Moylan said, I've been approached by the camps. They want me to back off of leaving here, and the only way I can think of to help is to run. The only way I can help you is to run against you as a write-in candidate. That makes all kinds of sense, right? Okay, all right. So, but to the degree that he's getting people off into courts, he can be my counselor one of these days. But as I read this response, and Peter Skro sent him a number of questions. They're both JDs, Juris Doctorates. And there's a professional courtesy, and you can write a letter if you are a JD to another JD and get your thoughts and scratch down some questions and get some answers. And so he makes a remark about expectations of confidence. Yet this is what makes me fit to be the AG. I sent that message to Doug in confidence, and he broke that confidence. I was merely explaining to him with not a lot of detail why I was running. He was probably so livid that he couldn't think straight, and the very first thing he does is break confidence. Well, the result is now I have to further explain my reason for running when I had made the decision previously not to run. My explanation really does put Doug in a bad light, something I was not intending to do. I was going to continue being critical of Levin and educate the public on my own background and why I'm better suited for the job than both Levin and Doug. So I thank you so much for the series of questions because it allows me to fully flesh out my thought process about the decision to run. Doug opened the door as well when he put my text to him out in the public domain. Mr. Skro, you know that reporters who aren't even lawyers do not break confidence. Law enforcement officers do not break confidence. Lawyers, especially should not break confidence unless there is a duty under the law. Look, people came to me with the express demand of confidence. Should the people elect a person who will just break trust and confidence, our entire system of justice and the media and our political system rely on trust and confidence. You frame it as secrecy. Well, let's analyze this. At the time people came to me about the AG race and about Doug and Levin, I was just an outspoken critic. Likewise, family members, this gets better. Likewise, family members of Mike Nicholas and Sabrina Montanari reached out to me and asked to stop being critical of them. Nothing wrong with that. Someone who claimed to be working for Mike Nicholas even asked me to join his team and help him instead of holding him back. I was not then, nor am I now, nor have I ever been part of any political campaign or candidate support. I've never endorsed any candidate for any office. People affiliated with Jim Moylan have spoken to me and asked me to tone down my rhetoric. People who ran for office have reached out to me just to converse and gain my perspective. Nothing wrong with any of this. Both political campaigns have denied my claim. That's fine. That's what I would expect them to do, whether or not they are being truthful or whether someone in the campaign took the liberty of reaching out to me without telling anyone else in the camp. Anything is possible. I don't know what's going on in their camps, so I can't say whether they're lying about not reaching out to me or no one is fessing up to them about it. Or if the person, there's too many ors, there's way too many scenarios here, or if the person who reached out to me was lying to me about who they represent. But now Doug wants to have a Spanish Inquisition about who reached out to me. You see, this shows that Doug is unfit. He wants to deploy a nuclear missile to destroy a molehill.
Game of Thrones, Ray. Game of Thrones, man. Poison. Watch out.
Red wedding. We're gonna need to have a red wedding here. I don't know, crown of gold. Where are we now? Say 8:41, Ray Gibson Show. There's so much more, but so little time that we've got in front of us. I'll clear out the program after we're all done with news and headlines with Donna D, which is right after these.
Half a day. This is Claire Manglania from Security Title. A power of attorney can be a useful tool in a real estate transaction, but if abused, it can result in devastating loss. Choosing your representative should be done with the utmost care and should be very specific about the powers being granted. To mitigate loss, the team at Security Title confirms with the owner prior to using a power of attorney to sell the property. Each transaction is unique. Let the professionals at Security Title use our experience to facilitate a secure closing. We are here to help.
Want more internet speed, more mobile data, more TV, and more reliable phone service? Introducing the new GTA Choice Bundles. The more you choose, the more you save. And for a limited time, sign up for a new Choice Bundle with home internet service up to Internet 50 and get a free Roku Express. Or Internet 75 or higher and receive a $100 account credit. Visit GTA.net and get more choices, more savings with GTA's Choice Bundles. Conditions apply. See website for details. GTA, we start with you.
In a world where our cuisines unite, the Colonel has joined together your favorite extra crispy KFC fried chicken with an authentic hot and sweet Korean glaze, bringing you KFC's Korean fried chicken for a limited time.
It's back here on Guam. Try KFC's Korean fried chicken and also available in Korean hot chicken wings. KFC, it's finger licking good.
No, it's a total boy story. You'll hear this and go, oh my God, boys. How do you manage to survive out of the womb? How is it possible boys can survive out of the womb? Before we get into the news.
Girls help you.
And headlines. A 6-year-old boy in Romania is recovering after his 8-year-old brother tried to remove a marble stuck in his ears. How did his brother try to remove the marble? Real Joe, you're a boy. How would you do it?
Vacuum cleaner.
Nope. What this guy did was he took a pencil and tried to push it out the other end. He tried to push it with a pencil so it would come out the other ear. Right?
He's going to be a surgeon day.
The boy's doctor removed the marble and said the boy's hearing would eventually be okay. But I'm just saying, isn't that I've got a brother. I got my brother Dave. That sounds like something reasonable.
How did it fit? Aren't marbles? They won't. He's got big ear holes.
I'm sorry. I think a variety of. I think there's a great degree. I don't want to get too far into this of flexibility in certain orifices. Maybe even including the marbles. Come on. Everybody's got a story. How many times emergency room? Generally, you only need to do it once. But did you ever go to the emergency room to get something taken out of your nose?
Yes,
Don't lie now.
I have.
Don't you lie now. I know who you're related to.
No, a fish hook.
What?
Yeah, I went fishing and I got a hook stuck in my nose.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. Did I
Yep.
ever tell you about my brother? My buddy. I had a buddy. I don't know if his statute of limitations has run out. Virtually everybody in this story is dead, except for my buddy. And they were on a fishing boat one day, and they were out there and getting some fish, and they didn't want to come in. And then one of them got a hook, big hook, stuck in his in the web of his right hand.
I can feel it.
Right? You can feel it while I'm talking to you. So everybody's feeling bad, and they're like, "Okay, Bobby, what do you think? You gonna be okay?" "Yeah, I think I'm gonna be all right. I can hold my beer with my left hand. I think be able to make it back to the commercial port, not the commercial port, but the boat basin." And about 10 minutes out of boat basin, he goes to my buddy Vern, and God, I wish I was there. Hey Vern, I gotta pee. Can you hold it? Can you hold it? Boys,
I love it.
how do we survive outside the marble ear, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we're talking about. Studio time 8:45. Donna D with the last big look at news and headline. What you got for us?
Comments are wanted for the proposed expansion of the auto lot and construction of a shared access road at the Port Authority. The projects will construct a 2-lane access road from Route 11 to an existing port tenant and a one-lane roadway extension for trucks departing from a future Guam Customs Inspection facility. The Federal Highway Administration and Public Works are collecting the comments at this email address, info@guamtransportationprogram.com, no later than October 12. And government leaders and officials cut the ribbon during a special ceremony yesterday, showcasing the new parking lot and railing that's been installed for the tennis courts at the sports complex in Dedido. The effort is part of the administration's ongoing efforts to fix and update sports facilities island-wide. The upgrades cost $146,000. It was federally funded by the U.S. Department of Education's Education Stabilization Fund. Caregivers of relatives with dementia can join a virtual session this week on legal issues such as guardianship, power of attorney, revocable living trusts, advanced health care directives, and living wills. UOG's School of Health has launched a new training and certification program on dementia advanced care. The sessions are free of charge to partners, family members, and other caregivers of persons with dementia who have ties to Guam and the Micronesia region. For more information, call 735-2883. And that was your last look at headlines on The Point.
I got you. And yes, you're absolutely right. I thought I was misreading the press release that came out yesterday about the governor going to the ribbon cutting for basically
the parking lot.
A parking lot? We're going out there. We're getting
Paradise.
a ribbon cutting for a parking lot. Yeah, paved paradise and put up a parking lot up at the Dedido Sports Complex. $146,000 in improvements to the National Tennis Center at the Northern Sports Complex in Dedido.
What was wrong with the parking lot? Isn't it new? I mean, that whole place?
I couldn't even tell you. It's not one of my go-to places. Last time I was there, I was watching my daughter play beach volleyball, but I don't know. I thought the parking lot was okay. Improvements include $106,000 for the grading, resurfacing, and refurbishing of the parking lot. In addition, $40,000 for the installation of stairs and safety railing. The project funded through the Governor's Education Assistance and Youth Empowerment Grant.
Meaning someone messed up when they first built it.
Maybe, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they make it look like that the parking lot over by Matapeng, is just always underwater. Maybe it was something like that. But you can tell this Democrat administration. The press release uses words like the value of empowering.
Oh.
We're empowering.
God, that's good.
We're investing in the advancement. We'll continue to prioritize the social and emotional well-being of our students by revitalizing the recreational spaces that will help ensure they reach their greatest potential.
Instant drop in drug use.
Drop and give me 20. That's how we get these kids to reach their potential here. And I'm looking at this going, oh, it really was a parking lot that they did $150,000 worth of the park. And so here's the thing, guys. This is the deal that really irks me about stuff like this. They're making a big deal about doing the job we elected them to do, right? We assume that among the things that you will do is maintain all of our, what do we call that, recreational spaces, and we'll continue to empower whatever. But you're supposed to do this. You remember when they shut down traffic on Route 4 because they want to make a big deal about the lane markers? Shut down drive time traffic at 7 o'clock in the morning to tell everybody they were doing their job. Congratulations. And just that kind of annoyance. And then here's the other thing. You want to talk about saluting with somebody else's cap? It's not even like our money, right? They're grant monies. Thank you for the federal funds. Why didn't they just come out and say thank you for the federal funds? You suppose?
Thank you, Clearinghouse.
All right. Ken Leon Guerrero is typing in some information. There's going to be this morning a get-together from the Guam Memorial Hospital Strategic Command people. And I was kind of curious as to where that was going to take place. I was wrong. I was a little too snarky. I thought, well, maybe it will be over at the Doucet. Because we got tons of money that we can throw at this thing. Yeah. It's a $1 billion project. Maybe a $3 billion project, right? So why not? Why would we not have our get-together among our initial get-togethers at the Jewel in the Tumon Crowns? And I said, well, Tsubaki Tower must be unavailable. As it turns out, they're going to be at the Hyatt. For those in the community interested in seeing how between $2 and $3 billion taxpayer dollars are going to be spent. He says he's waiting for the police to arrest me. I will call in after the booking if the police ever come. Were you told, Ken, that dial him up real quick? I've only got 9 minutes left on the air, but dial him up. Did they say that they were gonna throw him out in what should be a government noticed meeting in a public facility like the Hyatt? While we're doing that, there are a couple of other things that I wanted to get to before the end of the program. I don't know that I'm going to have time to do it. I did want to ask this question of Donna because she's literally the smartest person in the room. Donna, do you read your books?
What books?
You don't read books? Wait.
She's got cliff notes, man.
You strike me as the kind of person that probably has a bookshelf with actual books that you've read.
I got a bookshelf. Ain't no books on it.
Right? It's a coral that you stole from the beach?
She only reads music,
Ray. Music, yeah. It's all music books.
All right, I see.
But I do reread those.
Many of us rewatch movies and shows.
Yes.
But according to this guy, I've never reread a book in my normal. Actually, I've reread a lot of books. There's
really?
Yeah.
Must have been a really good book.
Trying to remember the name of it. If it's got Neil Gaiman.
Yes. Okay.
Coraline, right? The guy that did Coraline, and
a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, Bad Omens. He did Bad Omens with another guy. I've read Bad Omens 3 or 4 times. It never ever gets old. And this one is a throwback to the early 1980s when I fell in love with the writing of Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe.
Oh, that.
Which I've read several times in my lifetime. It's one of those deals where you feel like you don't have a grip on the world. Read a story about somebody who is nowhere near a grip on the world. It's 8:52. Be right back.
Half a day, this is Josh here at APL. Our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apo.com.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that summer vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,100 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña at 671-475-4545, Upper Tumon 671-647-5626, or in Dededo 671-633-4473.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarte Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Sadly, no information at this time on the outcome of the USA Mullet Championships. It's a real thing. You can go to YouTube, Facebook. I'm sorry, you can go to Facebook and see if you can find any of that stuff. And I've been remiss. I will say that I've been remiss. I should be trying harder to figure out when the appropriate time is to read football scores on the radio. When do you want it? I mean, do you care? Do you care? I was at Sidelines the other day, and I was watching what I think was the Cowboys Buccaneers game. And for all this yak about how great the Dallas Cowboys are, they couldn't come up with any more than 3 points against the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are 19-3 in this game, and I'm watching because I'm thinking, hey, maybe Dallas is going to come back. Maybe they're gonna do that Brett Favre thing and just come back from the brink, the abyss, if you will. But it never happened, and pretty soon I left Sidelines, and they were still losing. And then yesterday, I was thinking maybe I'd catch the Seahawks-Broncos game, and unfortunately, I took ill. I took ill yesterday while that was playing, so I never got a chance to watch any of it. But I'm delighted to see that it was a tight game. There's a big Broncos fan group out here on Guam, but they're losers. The Seahawks won at 17-16. Was that too much?
Yeah. That was heavy, man.
Need a filter from time to time. Portions of the program brought to you by Subway with their new Baja chicken and bacon loaded with hand-pulled rotisserie-style chicken. There's hickory smoked bacon, pepper jack cheese, and they drizzle that with Subway's Baja Chipotle sauce. Your choice of hand-sliced veggies and freshly baked bread. It's Subway. You gotta refresh to be fresh. Ray Gibson Show also being brought to you by, there was another one, right? Huh?
Oh, yeah, Ron and Kim.
Oh, Ron and Kim over at Security Title, bringing you for. I gotta get in all the spots here in this hour, so they'll pay me. Because otherwise, if I'm not here to do them next hour, then I don't get paid. But Ron and Kim over at Security Title. Here's the deal: if you're buying a house, these are the guys that you talk to. They'll take a look at the deeds and titles and all of this stuff. Make sure that there's nothing that is going to be slowing you down. 8:57 on the Ray Gibson Show. What do we got here? Rico Blancaflor, muscle memory and Jedi mind tricks. We should all be working. Can I tell you what I bought on Amazon?
Can you?
I'm gonna tell you
us?
anyway. Yeah. Have you seen those lock picking kits?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. They have lock picking kits with all the little lock picks things that you've got in there, little turning mechanisms and stuff like that. So I'm going to be the guy that if something ever happens to me in the radio business, I should be able to be walking around the village and be able to work my way into pretty much any kind of facility.
Opening doors.
Right. So here's a piece of advice I'm going to give you right now. Invest in a combination lock. Because they didn't send me the combination lock picking instructions, just the one that uses like a regular key or something like that. Just FYI. So I might play around with that a little bit later on. What's that, Tommy Bernardo? It's an official rain delay day for grass cutting. Yep. There's something like that. Pawan Kumar is there. Old man eyeballs. What are you doing at gun ranges? Danger. Will Robinson. Tin floors and Rico B. GSC Farm Fresh is watching. What do you got there at GSC Farm Fresh?
Yeah, nice to see you.
Do you have Sigadijas?
Wing beans?
Do you have Sigadijas is wing beans.
It is wing beans?
It is wing beans. Do you also have the eggplant? Joe likes big eggplant.
I like him big.
Let me see. James Howard's there. Ismail Velez hanging out. Sarita Garin says public restrooms at public parks need to be open all the time. Have a public restroom patrol assigned to each one of them if you must. Oh, it could never get around to doing anything like that. I mean, what are you talking about here? Actually having somebody whose job it is to occasionally check the conditions of the bathroom facilities, change the toilet paper.
That's too much,
if you need to.
Come on, man.
Flush the toilet because there's guys that go in there and clean the thing up, hose everything down. Because guys, little known fact about guys, maybe not. Some of you have had boys in your life. We're just happy if we hit something. right? It doesn't actually have to be the urinal. It doesn't have to actually be the toilet. We're just happy if we hit something. You know what I mean? Laura Lindsay Rowe is watching the show. Good to have you online here. Sorry, and a programming note here, guys. I got to go. I'm just not feeling good enough to be able to do a killer version of the small talk portion of the program. You'll hate it. And you'll go, man, his standards have drifted off completely. So I'd rather do one of these things, leave at 9, come back in for another killer 2 hours tomorrow before I have to go off to jury duty, and then hopefully I'll be all done with this fevery chill thing that I have. I do appreciate all the well wishes, and I do appreciate all the ideas. What was it? Ginger and whiskey and honey. Okay, maybe I'll try some of that here this morning. In the meantime, for Real Joe, Donna D, Jerry Roberts, this is Ray Gibson saying thanks so much for listening. Catch me tomorrow, 6 a.m., bright and or early. I'm usually one or the other, never both. All right, here comes Fox News on the Point.
At the White House, I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
Today offers proof that the soul of America is vibrant, the future of America is bright, and the promise of America is real.
President Biden reveling in the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act, saying with the law Americans won and special interest lost. Democrats say the measure will lower prescription drug prices and health insurance costs for millions of Americans. The White House celebration coming even as the Dow had its steepest sell-off in more than 2 years, losing more than 1,250 points after a government report showed inflation is now at 8.3%. Inflation was expected to moderate last month because gas prices went down, but food prices went up. The coffin of Queen Elizabeth II has arrived at Buckingham Palace after being transported earlier today.
Her coffin currently lies in the Bow Room, having been brought from Scotland in a RAF, a Royal Air Force C-17 aircraft, accompanying the Queen's